Stuck in my head.
We got a countdown screen now. If you're not watching on Instagram,
Right. I see that.
Yeah. And look
Hey,
at that
there
shit.
we are. Look
Fucking
at that.
fancy. And you hit record for me because I completely forgot. I always forget. There's too many goddamn buttons to press, buddy.
Right.
So,
Well,
so how the fuck are you?
I am well.
It's good.
So, no Facebook still.
Yeah, so it's blocked for some reason.
Yep.
So I don't know why the fuck they have us blocked. I've been trying to dig into that shit, but fucking no idea.
All right.
What are we drinking?
Tonight, we are drinking Session Tennessee Gin from Lost State. Yeah, Szechuan. Had some Szechuan earlier, actually. General So's earlier. Session Tennessee Gin from Lost State Distilling, distilled and bottled by Lost State Distilling, LLC, in Bristol, Tennessee. 100% grain neutral spirit.
Fucking Bristol, baby.
So, I'm not going to read all of that, but loststatedistilling.com.
Hell yeah. Let's pour that shit up. So how's your week been, buddy?
It's been a long week.
Yeah, it's been a fucking long week.
It's felt like a very long week.
Yeah.
And I was off Monday.
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah,
so I'm not racist.
So before we dig into the shit, let's do some house. Well, first let's fucking cheers, and then we'll do our. Are you putting vodka in right now, or fucking?
I'll take it. I'm gonna take it straight first.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Well, it's all right.
It's not aviation.
It's peppery.
A little bit.
It's weird. I mean, it's not a bad gin. It's not, as I say, to sound super fucking pussy pretentious, but it's not very botanical. So a little housekeeping. We check out the website, b3fpodcast.com.
Yep.
It's got all the episodes on it if you want to listen from there. It's also got a sweet forum called Tell Us What You Really Think, where you can get on there and talk as much shit or heap as much praise as you would like. It's got a rating system, and we've had a few. We haven't had any this week, but yeah, that's there. If you're interested in being a guest or know somebody that is, there's a place where you can put in a request to come on the fucking podcast. And we got merch on there now. T-shirts, hats.
Fuck you, Hunter.
All kinds of shit. God damn it, is Hunter on there?
Yeah, he says he's like the supportive dad because no one else is watching, which is untrue. He's just the only one watching on Instagram.
Yeah, so fuck
only
you.
Losers watch on Instagram. But he also said that I look like the bad guy from Despicable Me. So
that's
whatever.
Okay.
Well, whatever.
Yeah. So I think, is that all the, coming up it's just us this week, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm just kidding.
It's a Thursday night.
I love spending time.
Thursday
night
it's a weird recording.
Night. Yeah.
Because we both got shit going on this weekend.
Yep. And so next week we got damn it, Troy from Two Brothers and amongst a billion other podcasts that he does. Yep. Super cool dude. If you have not heard one of his calls in, he busts our shit all the fucking time. And so next week with him, we're gonna be drinking some goddamn twisted tea.
That's right.
Because it is the official drink of fighting.
We're an ally.
Well, yeah, it's the official beverage of fighting racism.
That's exactly right. Yes.
So, and then week after that, it's
the weekend of the 5th or 6th.
The 6th. We have another podcast on called Sticks and Stones.
Yep.
They are a couple ladies out of Texas, I think. The very similar format to ours. They drink and they talk shit and about nothing.
Yep.
So looking forward to that. And then Valentine's Day weekend, we're not doing anything, so we can actually have time with our wives on a weekend and anniversary.
We'll probably record on a Thursday or Friday that week as well. But
and then we got Mike something. I forgot his name. He was one of the winners on Forged in Fire coming up. Something like that. Anyway, so that's all the housekeeping shit. We dropped the 2 people that were listening online.
Mike Curley,
and who's actually a fucking hell of a blade smith.
Yes.
So like I said, one of the Forged in Fire winners. Happens to be a buddy of Aaron, actually, that called in the one time that we named the episode after.
Oh, yeah.
They were in the Navy together, and so he's coming on here. But anyway. Oh, yeah, we got dogs running around here tonight in the studio.
We have stickers as well.
Oh, yeah, stickers.
So if you want a sticker, let us know.
Yep.
And I guess that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that I like doing the housekeeping shit up front. So, because nobody's going to listen for 2 hours just to, hear all the shit at the end. But I also feel like it fucking just slow rolls the shit out of everything. So I don't know what
Yeah.
the fuck to do about it.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know. Whatever. But it keeps us from forgetting things.
Yeah.
So
anyway, so long week for you.
Huh.
It was a short week for my ass.
I don't know. It's Hunter. Hunter posted.
Somebody named Digital Coin. Fucking, you said, I'm trying to watch, but I don't have Wi-Fi to support you. Yeah.
I have no clue who that is.
I don't either, but
I think he's one of the
but it's coming,
people that watched from Flat Earth, maybe, or something.
I don't know, but it's still that's what I wanted to talk about first. Unless let's talk about the important shit, which is what we went through this week, and then we'll go from there.
Well, no, I mean, yeah, I'm not sure if what you're saying is that you want to talk about podcast, the episode from last week. So this is Hunter posted.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, all right. So
yeah. I had a short week because our company randomly decided it was going to be a holiday last Thursday and Friday, and then of course MLK Day on Monday.
Is this who you thought it was? So, Digital Coin?
Oh yeah,
I think so. Starbucks.
I think
buddy?
so. I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway,
yeah, this is a cool dude. I should say, unfortunately, for how much money I spend at Starbucks, but all the people at the one by my house are pretty fucking cool. But anyway,
so last week's episode,
it was fucking insane. And I don't know about you, I would have David back on anytime.
I don't know that I'd say anytime.
Well, you know what I mean.
Let's let it marinate a little while.
Well, yeah.
No, I got you. I'm just kidding.
No, he was
great to talk to. I wasn't worried, but I had thoughts of my OCD is really like fucking with me tonight.
Yeah.
Like everything is out of place.
I'm enjoying it so much.
Yeah, it's so weird. I wasn't sure if he was going to be an asshole or
and he wasn't
jerky about it, and he wasn't, and that was pleasant.
But he was a dick in a good way.
Yeah, well, in the same way we are,
which is a good way.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, no, it was fucking great. The comments section was fucking amazing.
Yeah, I hate that no one can see that anymore.
Oh, Jesus Christ, it was so good.
I've still got the YouTube comment section. It's just that video's private now since we have the updated one on there.
Well, it's not private. You have to be signed in to watch it.
No. The live feed you can't see anymore. It's private.
Gotcha,
but the one from that we uploaded where we cut the break out of it and all that shit is on there now, and you have to be signed in because it's 18.
But the comments, oh my God. I don't think I always forget how Wild West the internet still is, like YouTube.
Yeah, it's great.
Like I don't think I've heard or read the word fag and retard thrown around so much in a comment section that I was a part of.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
Fake and gay. Fake and
gay. But people were such dicks. It's I love it. And the funny thing is you got the flat earthers, like the comment section, and you got the globers. And they're all fucking assholes.
I know.
They're all fucking assholes.
They get so worked up over it.
It's so great.
Yeah.
And so there's a guy kept commenting on our fucking Twitter feed. I don't know if you saw this. I screenshotted you one of the part of the conversation.
Yeah.
But he was coming in and was like, you flat earthers or this and that. I was like, obviously you didn't fucking listen to the episode. First and fucking foremost. And then he was going through and picking things apart, and I cordially invited him to fucking eat our dicks.
Right.
And he commented back like, that's all you flat earthers can do is insult us. And I was like, again, you probably didn't read anything. I was like, but you can kindly fuck off. Whatever. Anyway, I went back and forth with him for a minute, but he obviously never read any of it. But he was so enraged that we talked to a flat earther, which is amazing to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's normal for people to immediately assume something on the internet,
right? And
just throw shit out there.
Of course.
But when you get called out for it and then you do it again, you're a special kind of fake and gay.
Yeah.
I mean, just
oh my God, it was fucking crazy, man. But I had a really good time, and he promoted the shit out of the episode. Like he shared it. He did a lot of stuff. So
who did?
David Weiss.
So I hadn't seen any this week. I saw it leading up to the recording.
But I think he put it out and talked about it on his podcast.
Gotcha.
And some other shit. But
I need to find that then.
But but he had, super nice dude. Now his buddy that came on, I shouldn't say his buddy, but the guy he knew that
he said it was his friend,
that you couldn't hear shit that the guy was saying.
Yeah.
Would you want to have him on at some point?
I mean, yeah.
I would. I don't feel like that would be as cordial of a conversation as we had with David Weiss.
I don't think he would stay on the whole time.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah.
I'd like to talk some Bible with him. That's all I'm saying.
Well, God separated the waters from the waters for a reason.
Yeah, I have so many questions trying to debate that or justify it from a Christian biblical point of view. I have questions.
Yeah. Well, so this week, me and another guy who hasn't ever listened to us, didn't watch or anything, like he did. We were talking about flat Earth, and I told him, I was like, I talked to one of the prominent voices in the flat Earth community this weekend.
This smells like feet.
And he and another guy, I don't know what to tell you.
Doesn't smell it. No, like just the
I
gin
have
by
tonic
itself.
in mind.
Yeah, and I'm saying smell by itself.
A little bit.
Yeah, it's weird.
Dirty, like been walking around the yard barefoot feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
Some might call that botanical. No, and they to the two people at work were like, why? Why would you? I'm like, I enjoy talking to people, like, and hearing their thoughts on things and whatever. And
right.
And I said, this was an interesting conversation. And then from then on out, like the rest of the day, the rest of this week, it's just been like flat Earth at like. Myself and another guy took the stance of flat Earth is real with this other guy who's like 52.
Yeah.
And
oh my God.
He's 52-year-old black practitioner of Judaism.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah. Great guy. Great guy. One of my favorite guys at work. And so he was just sitting at his computer, and the two of us were standing there, and he just kept shaking his head. He's like, I'm gonna let y'all have your shit. I'm gonna let y'all do your shit. That's fine. Some flat Earth looks like some shit y'all will be into. I don't give a shit. But every once in a while, like I walked up to him and I said, "Hey man, if the Earth's round, why we bury people straight and they don't come out like this?" He said, "I fucking hate you."
That is possibly the best flat Earth argument I've had. Why don't people bend when you bury them?
That's right. That's right. I saw my grandmother buried recently. She was not bent.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, but there is on top. I mean, there are some pretty cool folks. I mean, we've had a lot of people that subbed to the YouTube channel and shit out of that. But I
think they may be disappointed that we don't. Oh, they're gonna not a lot of flat Earth talk after today.
No, but some of the people were such dicks.
Well, the one guy was like, David, like as if his comment is a direct message to David Weiss. Like, David, next time a guy tells you that he doesn't care if the Earth is flat, ask him if he cares about being lied to. No. Toward the end of the show, I said, David, it's been great to talk to you. I'm still not a flat earther, though.
Right.
And he said, why? Just give me one proof. And I said, mainly because I don't care.
Right. Okay.
That's what I said. It's mainly because I don't care. It doesn't matter to me.
Right. And because I assume, because I'm usually the one that's like, I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
So anyway. Oh yeah. That's right.
I said that. He said, but why? But and I can't, I don't have any other thing to offer except I don't care.
Right.
If I woke up tomorrow and NASA was like, hey, we have been lying to you. The Earth actually is flat. Here's a photo that's not photoshopped or digital. Here it is. And I'll be like, huh. Well, all right.
Right. I mean, because really the only thing that I actually care about is like having a job and occasionally getting to have sex with my wife. That's really about it.
Yeah. Same.
My kids are in there somewhere a little bit, maybe. I don't know.
No. So, just to reiterate, it was a great conversation. With him. It was a fun conversation. And I think like our jokes, he took in the spirit it was intended.
Right.
And then his jabs at those of us that don't believe in flat Earth. I understand.
Well, at first, when he made the Star Wars joke, he didn't realize I was wearing the Star Wars shirt because I flipped him off, and he was like, "What was that for?" I was like, "I'm wearing that." And he was like, "Oh, okay." And then he made a few jabs throughout, which I thought was great. But
right,
but the fact that I had a guest on that I told him to go fuck himself jokingly, and he was like, "Oh, okay," like he didn't take it too seriously. I was like, I like people like that.
Yeah. So whatever. Yeah, it was fun.
But it was hilarious to me. What's up, podcast Kingdom?
Yeah.
But that shit was it was so much. It was probably the most fun just about I've had on an episode.
Yeah.
In a while. But anyway, I just want to go over it because it was such a good time, and we didn't really decompress from it at all.
Well, my wife said Sunday morning, because she was in bed when we got done. Sunday morning, she said, "You guys must have had a good time last night." So why she goes, because you guys were laughing loud.
Yeah.
Like, we did have a good time.
Yeah.
So it was a fun conversation.
Yeah. Did David Weiss say anything at all that made you go, huh?
Anytime I read or see anything, I go, I could see where one could dive off of that deep end and get to that.
Right.
point, sure.
Yeah.
To me, is when you start showing me videos of things.
Yeah.
I can pick your shit apart at that point, because I don't care how close your girlfriend, sorry, I called it a guy, I called his girlfriend a guy, gets with that ball. It's still not as big as the sun.
Right.
So your math doesn't check out on that one.
No, like the one thing with all the flat earth shit that gives it, the credibility is even the wrong word, that makes me go, huh, like that's interesting. The one thing that I find really interesting in the argument,
Genesis 1-2.
Yes.
Okay.
No, it's the whole flight path thing, not the ones about them going south, but like if you look at the flight paths, on a globe versus laid out flat, they make way more fucking sense. And I'm not saying that's, I mean, sense as far as looking at straight lines, not in the sense of like, I'm not an air traffic controller. I don't run that shit. That's the one thing. And it doesn't make me think, well, the earth might be flat. I'm like, that's fucking interesting. Like, because it's an obvious, like, logical difference between the two.
Well, so one thing, and I completely forgot to bring this up, that I heard him talk about on the Tinfoil Hat podcast, which his episode that I listened to was over a year ago.
Right.
They're talking about firing missiles, and you would have to calculate, first off, the curvature of the earth, but also the rotation of the earth as well. And they're the ones that believe that the earth is flat on that show, and David were trying to explain how you can't do that. Like, fucking computers can do a lot of shit, man.
I mean, well, they have astrophysicists and shit for a reason. I mean, they can, tell the viscosity of the, I don't know if that's the right word,
Bill Nye, the lion bow tie guy,
right? Okay, of the atmosphere and the drag and the resistance you're going to have versus here, and like they have all those fucking measurements and shit. And I tend to believe, call me crazy, like groups of scientists and shit that aren't employed by the government that will still say, because the government will lie absolutely about fucking anything. Yeah. So like that one guy tried to say, it's like, well, next time, it's like, he goes, how would you feel if you found out somebody'd been lying to you your whole life and they got caught red-handed? I was like, different, because it's a person. Yeah. The government fucking lies all the time and you can't do shit about it. If a person lies to me all the time, I can either be like, okay, or I can fucking knock their teeth out, or whatever the fuck is going to happen, because there's consequences.
Well, you can storm the Capitol if the government
right? Oh, shit. Speaking of which, inauguration.
First, let's talk about the storming the Capitol, because we had someone on that week and we only touched on it.
Okay.
Because
when I think of storming the Capitol, by the way, I think of GW's weather machine.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. My bad.
The assault on the Capitol.
So did you know this? Storm machine is what made me think of this. There's a car manufacturer. I don't think they do it anymore. Maybe they do. I'm not sure, but they have a factory in Mexico, and when the cars come off the line, they store them outside.
Right.
And they have these cannons at the factory. And so as storm clouds come up, they fire something up into the storm clouds. It breaks the storm clouds up to keep rain and sleet and hail from coming down on those
That's
clouds.
One thing. It might make me sound crazy as fuck, but I can guarantee goddamn to you the government's got fucking weather machines. Oh, I fucking guarantee you they do.
I don't know if it's the extent that some people say where they can necessarily create hurricanes.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure they could create a rainstorm if they wanted to.
What was that movie with Gerard Butler? The fucking like Geostorm or some shit like that?
I think it was Geostorm.
Yeah.
There was one that was called like
more like documentary. If you know what I'm saying. Yeah.
It's the kind of like Godzilla. So yeah. I just anyway, so this sidetrack. Storming the Capitol. I say that because you had an excellent tweet that I think our couples account I think we retweeted it from our couples account.
That's the B3F account.
It's our couples account. Yeah. But it was along the lines of, where is your Blue Lives Matter when a police officer is being beaten to death for you to get into the Capitol building? Right. And that's one of the biggest things that stands out to me about that whole situation. Yeah.
Well, it's because the cops are standing between them and fucking freedom.
I guess so. Was it a white cop or a black cop? Because I don't.
But it was a cop.
No, I get that. But
I don't know. I mean, a few of them were fucked up, but I don't know which one was beaten to death. But yeah, that's one thing I found funny, is because you have all these people that are always fucking
all lives matter and Blue Lives
Matter. Yeah. To basically take away from the whole BLM shit, and then they go fucking beat a cop, and you know what? I'm like, that's double standard. So it only applies. In other words, all Blue Lives Matter only when it comes to black people is essentially what that says to me that their belief is, or if it's somebody that's not complying, which is the biggest load of shit.
I mean, and it sucks because the government, both sides of the government feeds into this shit. That these groups, they feed into the Tell's Botanicals.
Fuck you, man.
That feeds into like it feeds into the hype that's around Antifa, Black Lives Matter, and then that's around the Proud Boys. Even, I mean, I think any right thinking, and when I say right, I don't mean politically right, but any right thinking person can say, call it a terrorist organization, whatever you want. That groups like the Klan, and in any of those groups, regardless of race or creed or sexual orientation, even. It's fucking ridiculous and stupid. It's just insane to me. Like, first off, why do you care that much that you need to take a stance against another race or group of people?
Right.
My next question then will be like, what has the government ever really done for you?
Right. Well, it's people that turn like either religious or emotional ideals into being the most important thing. And that's when people, it's the same thing with the fucking Globers and the flat earthers. It's like people get so emotionally invested in something that they feel like is important because it's an issue of morality to them or their being. And at that point, like we was joking to a point. I am very nihilistic that I don't think a lot of shit matters, but it's because legitimately most things don't. Like things matter to you, things matter to me. And I get that certain things can affect your life, and sure, but to be so riled up that you're willing to go and fucking beat up storm the Capitol building just because the person you wanted to get elected in a democratic society did not get elected is fucking stupid. It'd be one thing. I mean, it was essentially a coup, a very shitty attempt at a coup, but
fucking white people.
Right. But really any other, I don't know. And then people are like, well, they weren't rioting and stuff like BLM. I was like, yeah, but you know what? Like the BLM, they kind of have more of a reason than you do. They didn't get ass hurt, like they got their people, their people in their groups getting fucking killed needlessly on a daily fucking basis. And the guy that you love didn't win a contest. Like that's sure. It's a very different thing.
I don't know.
I don't understand that. Like we've talked about the BLM and until it was politicized, and I'm still the concept behind the movement. I still support 100%.
The political group, I don't care as much for, but the movement and the concept behind the phrase Black Lives Matter, I'm on board with 100%.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I'm still behind, like, our only slight point of disagreement was like the looting and the rioting, which by the way, most of that was caused by fucking like virtual signaling white assholes trying to get involved in this shit.
Yeah. And Antifa's a big part of some of that shit too.
Absolutely.
Because they want the anarchy and shit.
Right. And we've talked about like, I'm with you on like the small businesses and the communities getting destroyed. But as far as like we've talked about, like to me, they have more of a right to burn down a government building and storm one than anybody else on this fucking planet.
I think my only thing is like, if your issue is the way the government is treating any group of people,
right?
The government buildings are the ones you need to be burning.
What I just
down.
fucking
no,
said.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying like that's it. I mean, because I
agree. But the thing is, and there might have been some that I'm not aware of, but in the BLM protests, riots, whatever, I didn't hear one cop getting drug out and beaten to death from a police station.
Not that I've ever heard of. No.
Yeah.
So
there's that.
There's I've seen a couple of videos during those protests of some white bitches slapping the shit out of a cop.
Right. Oh yeah.
But never anyone actually there for the right reason.
But even then on top of all that shit during that, you had fucking unmarked law enforcement vans dragging people into vans and essentially kidnapping people.
Yeah.
Like unmarked. No, the cops had no fucking, identification on their bodies. And like fucking, that was government fucking initiated. Like what the fuck is that shit? I'm just saying, like, people want to compare the two, and I'm like, no, they're nothing. They're nothing alike.
Yeah, and you think they wouldn't lie to you about a flat Earth? No, no, it's true. Yeah, it's whatever.
It's fun. Did you watch any of the inauguration?
I've watched clips from the inauguration. I was at work when that happened.
Yeah, but we had it on at work.
I had to support all the people that took off work to
go
to it.
I will say I found it. Will Willis, our best friend. That's doesn't give a shit about us, but I like his Instagram stories and live shit that he does from time to time. But did you see the one where he just went off on the inauguration? He pissed some people. I just like reading the comment section.
No,
he was talking about, because he's pretty conservative with a lot of shit, but he's also all about like patriotism and supporting, not necessarily supporting the country doesn't mean supporting what the government's doing.
Sure,
it's kind of his
absolutely.
viewpoint. But he was saying it was bullshit. He said, for 200 years of American tradition, whatever, it's been the most celebrated event. Every 4 years, people line the streets. It's a big fucking deal. No matter who wins, it's always a big thing. And then to see the videos of like being a ghost town, except for all the military personnel, the government officials, all that shit. And he was like, it's the most sterile fucking thing I've ever seen. It's un-American and it's fear-based. Basically, that's why nobody's allowed to come here. He said, you have people getting together for all this other shit, but nobody's allowed at the inauguration. He was like, that's some fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
And anyway, I just thought it was an interesting take on it.
Well, it is, because he's not taking a side.
Yeah.
But he made it pretty clear when he was under us that I support whoever the president is.
Right.
I don't care what their religious beliefs or anything is. Like, if you don't want him to succeed, him or her, eventually her, but I'm saying, if you don't want that person, whoever the president is, to succeed, what is your fucking problem?
Right.
And there are so many people that wanted Trump to fail from day one, just like there are so many people now that want Biden to fail from day one. And I don't understand that for a lot of me. I did not like Obama when he was in office. I don't think he was as great a president as he was made out then. People are now starting to admit a little more of that.
Right.
But I wanted him to be successful.
Right.
Well,
because that means the country is successful.
In theory, sure. I mean, but people tend to look at that and go, well, if he's successful, then all these policies he wants to enact, it's got to go through 2 other sets of votes before any of that can happen. I mean,
and that's if you believe that they're even making those decisions, which, I'm conspiracy.
I could go either way on that.
No, but I agree. Like, it was the same thing when people just wishing like Donald Trump would get assassinated or whatever. I'm like, why? Why do you wish that? Because Pence would be way fucking worse, probably from a Christian perspective, not a fucking wild card ridiculous perspective.
Could be, yeah.
But either way, like wanting someone to succeed, wanting to see someone succeed in their position as a government, whatever, whether it's president, whether it's whatever, doesn't mean that you want them to succeed in passing whatever policies you disagree with. It just means you want them to make our country stronger and better and what the fuck ever. It doesn't mean you support them as a political leader, but it's wanting the country to be better as opposed to, how it is right now.
Right. Yeah. I wish Biden and Kamala Harris well. I hope that they do well.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Hey man, I saw a meme today. I'm not a big meme sharer, but it was there's a Instagram page called Middle Class Fancy.
Oh yeah,
and it's basically like they have these 2 characters for the most part called like Rand and Nance, and they whatever, it's stupid shit. But there's one of them that shows a guy sitting like this, and it said something about the expensive inauguration. And it's waiting. He said he still owes him $2,000 for stimulus check, and made me giggle a little bit. And I just butchered it because I don't have it in front of me, but still. Yeah. But that's my one thing. I was like, fuck yeah, Biden, give me that stimulus check. I'm all about it.
Get me out of student loan debt.
Yeah. And student loan debt. I'll take all that shit.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, man. People will say, I don't want none of that until you can have it. And then it's like, well, I'll take it. Because Amanda and I were just talking about that. I was like, well, how many of these staunch conservatives, Republicans, even the Republicans that were really against more stimulus checks because government hands or whatever, how many of them are fucking turning their checks back in? Like, you know what? No, I'm not going to take this money. I don't need to take it to the go. It's like, no, hell no. They're giving it out. Somebody else is going to get it if I don't. I'm like, you're just justifying the shit. Like, you're going to take it. Because I don't care where I stand on it. Yeah, absolutely.
I'll wipe my ass with it.
Bought me a grill.
I did. That was not with the stimulus check, but yes.
I know. I don't know. But yeah, I have
like my old man gift to myself.
Like, honestly, with our the checks that we've gotten stimulus wise, like we've paid off fucking bills, like which has been fucking fantastic because we still have our normal living money that would go to bills. We've been able to pay extra on shit. And that's been fantastic for us. So even though I've been very fortunate, kind of like you, like I haven't not had a job.
Hashtag humble blessed.
Right? No, I'm not even humble blessed.
No, I know.
Like we've been fortunate as shit compared to other people that haven't had jobs or been shut down or whatever. Like we both continue to work and have money. I've been able to pay the bills, but the stimulus check still helped the fuck out of us to pay off some bills and also buy Christmas presents, all that other shit, stimulated the economy. So,
Yeah.
But anyway, but if the government was like, yeah, you know what, we're going to kick out your student loan debt, I'd be like, fucking okay. You're not going to be like, no, out of principle, I don't know. I'm keeping my student loan debt.
I'm trying to think. I know one person that has told me that they wouldn't take like a race-based scholarship if they got one to like school or something like that. And I believe him.
Okay.
I do, because he's very principled in that area.
Right.
It's Matthew's, my youngest son.
Yeah.
He's very principled in that area. But
that's interesting.
It is, because I asked him about when he was going to school. He didn't go to school anymore, but like, would you take a minority scholarship or whatever? He's like, it depends on why the scholarship. If it's given strictly because of race, no, I don't want it. I'm like, interesting.
That's interesting.
As your father, who's going to help pay for school, I suggest you take it.
Right. But I would also be curious though, because he's young right now, still idealistic, all that shit. But if there was a program that he was really interested in and really wanted to do, right? It was like, I really, really want to do this.
Yeah.
And that was going to be the way to get in to do it. I wonder if the tune would change. Because most people's it would.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It might. I don't think he would go into it. He just doesn't care at all about school.
But I'm just saying, like, if
what he wants to do, he's like, I don't need to go to school for that. I just need to go work somewhere where I can learn how to do that. I'm like, yeah, but you kind of have to apply and go work at those places.
Right.
You're not going to learn how to mix music.
And a lot of times, if you're in school, that's how you get internships and shit like that. Unless you know somebody that can get you hired in, what the fuck ever. But anyway, but I just find that interesting and some people are principled enough to, absolutely. But most people put in the right situation is something they really, really want to do.
Everyone has a price.
Okay. Well, how's this? Would you think that he would say, not a scholarship race-based, but if they were like based on race, what would take him on as a paid intern at a studio to teach him how to do shit? Would he take that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've not posed that question.
Yeah. I would be interested to know. Because again, talking in conversation, it's pretty easy to be like, no, but if it's a way to get your foot in the door to what you want to do.
Sure.
Yeah.
Very likely.
Well, that's what we've talked about. Like, I can recognize the fact as a white dude, I don't chalk every single thing in my life to white privilege, but there are definitely elements of it that being white has helped out. You know what I'm saying? And that's something like, I don't have any white guilt about it. Like, because I'm a selfish asshole. And most people, if they really admitted to themselves, any advantage that that have gotten you'll fucking take it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I would never turn a job down if I was less qualified over somebody of any race, sexuality. I don't care. If I can get the job, I'm fucking getting the job if it's going to help my family and take care of me or whatever. And I think anybody that says they wouldn't out of principle is probably full of shit or doesn't have a good job. You know, it goes both ways. If somebody's getting hired on over me for equal opportunity, it's like, fucking good for you. Like, you're getting the job because everybody wants that advantage. Everybody needs that advantage. And granted, I'm probably afforded more than other people, but
I think white privilege tends to benefit people more in lots of other circumstances.
Yeah.
Run-ins with police, things like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But I don't like anyone getting any job, white or otherwise.
Yeah.
Whether it's a subconscious thought or not, I just don't like anybody getting that hand up strictly based on race.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
But again, like I said, with cops in other areas, but I mean, there's definitely elements of certain, just coming from a certain background, coming from, a different family. Like my family, like I used to have the whole bootstrap mentality thing. And then I realized that to a large degree, that doesn't really exist much anymore. It does in some instances, but like myself, like to get to where I'm at, I have worked my ass off, but, and I kind of had to reset everything. And I feel like, military on, like I've had very, very minimal help, but as a younger kid, like my parents we weren't poor, middle class, so I didn't really like I wasn't eating fucking SpaghettiOs. They could help with some shit here and there. You know what I mean? Like it was like, I fucking love SpaghettiOs. I just been like, I wasn't living off of them. And even in college, like my sister got a scholarship. They helped her out. They helped me out. So, but then granted, I didn't do any of that shit that I went to school for.
Right.
But I mean, I've had a lot of help, and that's afforded to me because of, where they were at. And basically maybe the age where my dad was growing up and having a job, it was very few people of color in the industry, in the aerospace industry. So if you take all that into consideration, it's a big old fucking bubble, then hell yeah, I've had a big hand up.
Sure.
But as my adult life, like, especially in the last like 10 years, like, we fucking been through the ringer, and I refuse to ask for help at this point in my life, Like I have one time, I think, and that was some legal shit that I had to get a lawyer for. But anyway,
Sure.
But anyway, so I can acknowledge all that shit as some type of privilege, but I don't look at it the same as, I'm stepping on the throats of minorities because of my job. Anyway, I don't know how we got off on that tangent. God damn it.
I think we went to Will Willis and
then
spun off of that. So back to the inauguration.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
A surprising performance at the inauguration. Garth Brooks.
Did he not look like a guy that was in his 50s and still a youth pastor because he wasn't quite ready to step up and lead?
So there's a running joke on Your Mom's House podcast that nobody is that nice. Nobody is all shucks as Garth Brooks puts on. And so there's a lot of shit that the Your Mom's House fans like will post on Garth Brooks's posts and things like that. Like, where's the bodies, Garth? Yeah. We know they're somewhere. Anyway.
Anybody that talks in the third person cannot be trusted.
Oh, yeah. Well, so there's when he went on Facebook a year or two ago, and he started doing Facebook Live. It's very cringe.
Did you say it's very cringe?
It's very cringe.
Jesus
it's cringeworthy.
Christ.
It's very
cringeworthy is much better than just
okay.
It's very cringe. Bro.
It made me cringe.
Okay.
So there's this one thing where he's talking to the camera and he's in his little studio. So whoever's is him and whoever's behind the camera, and somebody knocks on the door, and he's got his all shucks face on. And then all of a sudden, when that knocks on the door and it's interrupting his recording, you see the real Garth for just a second because he goes, "Is that supposed to happen?" And then they come in and it's his wife and somebody else, and it's his birthday, and they're bringing a cake in, and immediately he's like, "Oh!" And then he starts going, "Happy birthday to G, happy birthday!" And it's like, "Oh, yeah, that's a weird."
I will say though, because fucking you had Lady Gaga on, who crushed it.
Fucking insane how talented she is.
J-Lo. Yeah, but I'm saying, but then Garth Brooks, when he came on, I was like, what the fuck? Because he came down, had his mask on, got those, sang
Amazing Grace.
And then what amazed me about it, as everybody has a lot of fist bumps, keeping their distance, whatever, he fucking kept that mask off. He went and started hugging motherfuckers because he's Garth Brooks.
Maybe you see that? I was going to say, how many fans do you think he lost performing at Biden's election?
All I know is he hugged Biden, who's old as shit and is probably going to die if he gets COVID, but went over there and then fucking hugged Obama, fucking hugged GW and whatever, and then was like fist bump people, and then he was like running out waving because he was over his time. I was like, only goddamn Garth Brooks could pull that shit.
He's the biggest thing in the world.
It's weird. Even now,
I was a big Garth Brooks fan in middle school.
Of course you were.
Middle school. Like
the thunder rolls, buddy, and the lightning strikes.
No, I think it was Rodeo is what roped me. His song Rodeo, no pun intended. No, I mean, he was a bit of a badass, big time performer ish back then. And I'm not a big fan anymore. I mean, looking back on it, I'm just like, it was just okay. I blame him though, single-handedly for where country music is now.
Yeah.
The big performances and all that stuff. And,
the stage
slowly progressed into this hip hop for white people that country is kind of bro country, as you would call it.
Yeah.
I blame Garth Brooks completely for that. Oh yeah.
So I wouldn't tie him into the bro country. I would say the big arena shows and
progression
that
dates back to him is what I think.
Okay. I was trying to think of like a direct route to stylistically, because I mean, really, I feel like though the influx of hip hop, the bleed over and to a large degree, and there's been bands that have meshed it together over the years. But I feel like the first big, like, in the public eye mashup that happened was Timbaland and One Republic.
You think so?
That was one of the big major ones because that went top. And then you started, after that, seeing a lot of hip hop beats and backbeat production starting to bleed into other genres of music. What
was the group that had the hit Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy? Big and Rich.
Big and Rich.
Big and Rich.
They were one of the first.
Well, because they had Cowboy Troy.
Right.
Was the black guy in the posse, I guess, is where because he wasn't part of the band, I don't think, but then he did a little bit of rapping with them. I think that they're the kind of the first mainstream to bridge the gap between country and hip hop.
Oh, yeah, but to blow it up. But again,
as far as mashing things up goes and being successful at it and setting the bar, I think you're right. I think it is Timbaland. I mean, which his
but everything for a while, everything he fucking touched turned to gold.
Well, I mean, the song with Fall Out Boy was insane.
Yeah,
as well. I can't remember the name of it.
Dude,
anyway,
I had a thought. I was talking to the guys that worked during the inauguration. I was like, how fucking funny would it be? Because Trump doesn't show up. It's super awkward. I thought, I was like, it's such a weird thing to see how that worked. But if he would have like come in super late when Biden was giving his speech and pulled a Kanye back, oh, hold on, I'm gonna let you finish, and then just like spewed some shit. I was like, that would be the greatest thing that could happen today.
Yeah.
I would have been so happy.
Yeah. So speaking of Trump giving his speech somewhere else and then heading to Florida, not going to the inauguration.
I didn't see that. I have no idea.
No, he did. He gave a speech somewhere else before the inauguration.
Oh, okay.
The earlier in the day, and then he and his family got on Air Force One and flew to Florida, and he did not attend the inauguration.
And it's also the usual handover where they meet him when they come up. Yeah,
absolutely.
All that shit.
Obama did it.
Yeah,
and
did you see how uncomfortable Pence looked in some of the videos? They're just kind of sitting there fucking by himself.
Well,
which props to him, by the way. As much as I feel like he's like a super Christian fucking weird dude,
sure,
he did the ceremony that he stayed. He
did what you're supposed to do
as an adult human fucking being.
Yes, which is what's bringing me to what I'm saying about Trump is of all the praise that all the Trump supporters has given him. And I have honestly seen people over the last 4 years say he's the best, the nicest, the smartest, the classiest president we've ever had. And that's no class.
I don't know where they come up with the class.
I don't either.
Classy is the craziest fucking descriptor.
I think if you have gold toilets in your New York
maybe
skyrise apartment, that it's considered classy.
Well, it is in the South,
but I guess
like that'd be a fancy goddamn trailer. That's all I'm saying.
That was to me that was like that's just.
I will say I will miss. And again, you know me, I'm super politically apathetic, whatever, but I will miss the fucking shit show that was Twitter. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Amazing. And people taking it so personally.
Yeah.
I'm like, the dude's a billionaire. Are you not surprised he's a piece of shit? Like, really? The difference
is not any different than he was before he was president.
No, not at all. Well, the crazy thing is too, it's like, if you met most billionaires in real life, I can guarantee you they're probably fucking cocks.
Maybe.
Like if they know you, but I mean, just like if you're like a little peon, like coming across and keeping them from getting on their private jet, they're going to be like, I mean, they might treat their staff well, whatever, but you know, I don't picture them being like, if you walk up to fucking Bill Gates on the street, if he's on the street and be like, hey, Mr. Bill Gates, how you doing? I doubt he's going to be like, oh man, it's nice to meet you. Blah, blah, blah. He's going to be like,
you think so?
Yeah. Or security's not going to let you get fucking close to him because
you think Elon Musk is like that?
I think it would depend on the day of the week for Elon Musk.
I
feel like he could probably be a giant fucking prick, and he might be the type of dude that's like, man, come on and have a drink with me in my Cybertruck.
Yeah, or he would just give you his Cybertruck.
Right, just it completely depends.
I think you're right about that. Yeah, it's hard not to like Elon Musk.
Some people hate him,
can't stand him.
Yeah.
But it's hard for me. It's like I've looked for things about him to go, let's just see. Can I tear him down in my mind so I don't like him? I can't.
Yeah.
And the thing that put him over the edge with me where I quit looking was he was on the show Jay Leno's Garage, and they took a ride in the Cybertruck. Now this was still a slight concept vehicle at the time, but this was after the whole debacle with throwing the ball at the window and shattering,
which he handled like a fucking champ.
Yes, he did.
Guess we didn't test that, or we didn't test for a ball bearing or whatever the fuck he said.
But Jay asks him, he says, why bulletproof glass? And he said, what do you mean, why bulletproof glass? Because it's badass. Like,
there you go.
That's it. That's all that matters. You're the car manufacturer. Who gives a shit? Why?
Yeah. Well, I always laugh because a lot of his comment threads, people are in his Twitter threads, people are like, whatever, Elon Musk, why can't you make an affordable electric vehicle that everybody can afford? It's like, dude, they have one for 35 grand. You know how much they still, like the size of the manufacturing plants and how they do it. This shit's expensive to build. And granted, they're still making fucking money. But like right now, it might be possible. Don't get me wrong. But in the economy, because they still got to make money. But it doesn't make sense for him to put out a $15,000 fucking electric car. Or he might, but it's going to go fucking 15 miles before it has to be charged again. Sure. You know, for the amount of tech and shit they load into Tesla. And the thing is, they're not green. They are after you own them, but you know, they're still mining shit tons of stuff out of fucking Africa.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
but you know, for all that, it's still a luxury vehicle. That's what people are like. They should be affordable for their, like, why? Why should you?
You know what's affordable and super green? A bicycle. Shut the fuck up.
Right.
Yeah. I get it. I wish it was more affordable. Yeah. I would have one.
Yeah.
But it's not. And that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
But this is an interesting thing. Like, because people nowadays, and it's been going on for at least 10 years, but people are so envious and jealous of things that they don't have, that other people have, can't afford or whatever, that they want to tear it down.
Right.
And I don't understand that. Think about when we were little.
Right.
If somebody in your neighborhood drove, what was an expensive popular car back when we were young?
I don't know.
In the 70s, it would have been like a Cadillac or something like that. But whatever. Drove by in that, and you're like, wow, that's a nice car. Your dad never would have said to you ever, fuck that guy. He doesn't deserve that car. Why can't I have a car? No, he'd be like, if you work really hard when you're older and makes money, you can have a car.
Or just be like, yeah, it's nice. I wish I could have one.
Yeah,
like,
but I'm saying, it would never be fuck him for having what I don't.
Right. Or not just that, but not only that, but like, fuck Cadillac for not making a car like that I can afford. It's not fucking fair. I'm like, God damn it. You don't deserve everything. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I would like you, I would love to have a Tesla. I can't afford the fucking payment on it. And I'm okay. I'm not like, well, fuck Elon Musk for not making a Tesla I can afford. Like, no, it's like maybe at some point I'll get a Tesla.
Yeah.
I probably won't.
I think I will at one point.
I probably will too. Motorcycle first.
Sure.
Then
what
Tesla.
if Tesla makes a motorcycle?
No, I do not like electric bikes.
Yeah, but Tesla's not made one yet.
That's true. That's true. They want called Zero.
Harley makes an electric bike that's supposed to be just insanely great.
The Livewire. It's Livewire. It's pretty good.
I don't know what
there's another company called Zero that makes a way better electric bike than Harley's.
Interesting.
But the mileage on them or the range on them is still fucking awful on the bikes, which is weird. But
yeah.
No, it's still like for me, I could see the thing with the electric car. Like if you're wanting to race and you're wanting to, it's kind of like if you're wanting to get something that you're going to want to ride, race around and drive fast, take corners in, you're going to want a manual sports car. And if they make the Tesla Roadster, maybe that shit's cool as fuck. But
sure.
But like I just like with a bike, I like feeling connected to it. Like when I like the fucking clunk when you change gears. I like feeling the fucking clutch in the engine rev and all that shit.
Sure.
And with a couple of the electric bikes, they actually have a sound thing in them that mimics like it's fucking weird, like because it makes no noise otherwise.
Yeah. There's a car, I can't remember what it is, and it's so quiet on the inside that they have the speakers pump in the exhaust noise into the car so you can hear it.
Weird.
Like, what? Yeah, that is very weird.
I know Tesla, they have a couple things like that that they have to do. It's
weird. I don't know. Whatever.
So you don't fucking kill anybody.
Sure.
So when you're in a parking lot, speaking of like running over people and shit.
Sure.
If you're walking through not like the place where, oh shit, you got a fucking phone call? I don't know who the fuck that is.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey. What's up?
Dude, I love the podcast, dude.
Thanks, man.
Thanks. Who are we speaking with?
My name's Zane Locke.
Oh, okay.
Right on, man.
How you doing?
Doing good.
Good. So where'd you hear about us from?
It doesn't really matter. I just found it and I love it, dude. Keep up the good work.
All right, man. Thanks.
Right.
Thanks. We appreciate you. You got anything you wanna talk about while you're on?
No, not really. I kind of just joined.
Okay.
I heard you guys are accepting calls. I
Oh,
love this podcast,
sure.
dude.
I appreciate it, man. Share us with your friends and family. This
or not your family, maybe, but friends.
Sure. Yeah, they may ask you who the fuck are you listening to, but no. So this you're on with us right now. This audio will be out Monday.
Yeah.
The video will be out next Wednesday. So yeah.
Thanks for calling in, dude. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, I love you guys. Keep up this good work.
Yeah.
Right, man.
Thanks, man.
See you later.
Bye.
Completely unexpected.
Yeah.
Glad he called.
Me too.
I'm gonna jerk off later.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna jerk you off later.
Yeah. I think we're both gonna do it at the same time. We're gonna interlock fingers together, hold hands, and jerk off.
Oh, that would be fucking weird.
It might be magical.
But
I don't know. I think that's how Kanye was born.
Probably. So what I was asking, so if you're walking through a parking lot, like obviously not where the parking spaces are, but on the place between that and the store that's striped off because pedestrians walking.
Yeah.
Do you fucking pay attention if cars are coming, or do you just walk right fucking through?
I look before I get to that section and I judge if I've got time to walk across. And if I don't, I stop.
Right. Okay.
because I'm smaller than a car.
Right.
And that's the smart thing to do.
Don't like, I mean, I'll look to make sure nobody's fucking like flying. Cause if they're right where you're going to walk out, sure.
Yeah.
But if they're coming from a distance, I just walk.
Oh, no. If I have to come from a distance, I do it as well. But I look ahead of time and judge based on my speed and their speed if I'm going to have to stop.
What's your distance?
I had a guy that I could have leaned and touched his vehicle one time, but I was at that point prepared to let him hit me because I started walking and he gunned it to try to beat me across.
Right.
And I was like, fuck you. You're paying for everything. I did. I just walked right in front of him, and then he slammed it on. And if I'm lying, I'm dying, as people like to say. I honest to God could have just hip checked his car. He was that close to me.
And see, like again, I'll look if they're right there because that doesn't give them a fair chance to stop.
No.
But if they're anywhere more than like maybe 10 yards, I fucking,
well, 10 yards is a long distance.
Yeah, I fucking walk on through. Like, and I'll fucking look those bitches because you can tell people are pissed sometimes. They have to stop, and I'll lock eyes.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing about those people in the cars. That's a hashed section of the road. You're supposed to stop for pedestrians.
Right. Well, that's what that whole section's for.
That's it.
That's what I'm saying. My thought is like, I'm gonna get rich today.
So another thing I don't do is though walking. If I'm in a parking lot, get out of my car, I stay up against the line of cars. I don't walk in the middle of the lane.
Because
that's a fucking
fuck
asshole.
those people.
I will ride them as close as I can get so that if they stop, I don't hit them. And so I have been inside of
me
probably. Yes, I have been inside of probably 6 feet of people before, just creeping along, creeping.
That's one of my biggest pet peeves.
I can't stand
that. And when you're
bicycles on the road,
right? No, or like when you're in a store or anywhere like near a sidewalk, and people walk side by fucking side and take up the whole goddamn walkway. No, fuck you. Or an aisle in a store. Yeah. And you got like 3 people wide because mom and dad and their fucking 3-year-old. Like, no, fuck you. File in, bitch. File the fuck in. Like, if you got to hold hands with your little kid, sure, I get it. But like, that's one thing when Eli was younger growing up, like he'd wonder like walk beside. I was like, no, you walk in front, walk behind. Like, you don't fucking go 3 wide down a goddamn aisle. Like, you leave space. I hate that shit. Like, it's just courtesy. It's being courteous of the shit around you.
Absolutely.
Being aware.
And so if we're talking about walking in an airport, the moving sidewalk.
Yeah.
Walk left, stand right.
Absolutely.
Don't fucking just walk on there. I hate young people do this shit at the airport. I see it more in people like 25 and younger.
Yeah.
They'll both get up there and they'll turn to each other and lean up against the way and talk to each other. That's going to fucking get out of my way. I have done that before. Yes. Most of the time people can tell you're not stopping and they move.
See, what I like to do if someone's just if people are standing side by side or going so I'll get really close and kind of loudly go, excuse me. And then they, usually jump and people get pissy, but no, fuck you. It's the
on
same
your left.
Yeah. It's the same on escalators.
Yeah.
You stand on the right, you walk on the left. You don't fucking stand in the middle of a goddamn escalator with your suitcase beside you and not let anybody fucking pass.
I disagree with the escalator thing.
Really? It's the same principle.
I've never ever been anywhere and seen a sign posted that you stand on the right, walk on the left.
I get that, but it's the same principle though. Shit's moving if you're trying to get by, and not the little narrow person ones, but like if you got the time that are too big.
Yeah, I don't mind if somebody walks by me. I mean, I'll get on there and lean to one side, or if I hear them or see them coming or whatever, I'll move out of their way.
But I'm saying it's the same.
For me, I get on an escalator because I don't want to walk up steps or down.
But sometimes people are in a hurry.
I get that.
Well, I look at it as the same type of courtesy. Though, if it's big enough for somebody to pass,
sure,
just stay to the right.
Yeah,
it's that easy.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. It doesn't get me as ill as the people doing it on the moving sidewalk.
But I mean, I've also been in a position where I was fucking late for a plane, and the escalator's slow as shit, and it's fucking 4 stories, and then you're trying to stand there. It's like, no, you fucking like it'll save me 2 minutes to walk up the stairs, and that's 2 minutes I don't have to get to this plane. So have you ever been? We've talked about that being that close to miss a flight.
Oh yeah,
and I'm talking about a connection, not getting to the fucking airport. I'm talking about.
I've not been that close on a connection. I've missed connecting flights because of the delay leaving the plane leaving, but I've gotten to the airport, got to the gate as she was kicking the stand up to let the door close, because she said she scanned my ticket and said, cutting a little close, aren't we, Mr. Manning? And I said, yes ma'am, I am. I'm getting on this plane.
Getting to the airport, like to skip flight, unless I'm held up with work or some shit like that, like I'm there an hour early.
I can't fucking stand that. I can't stand that. Now, if I'm in another city, That's fine. I'll get there loaded because I don't know what to expect around that airport or whatever.
Right.
And what the fuck else am I going to do?
Right.
So, but if I'm leaving out of Knoxville to go to the airport, no.
Yeah. I just don't like risking it because shit can happen. That's
absolutely.
That's
why there are later flights.
Yeah. Right.
I've done that before.
Yeah.
I booked an early flight in case I didn't feel like flying that early.
Yeah.
And I got to the airport and they're like, yeah, sorry, I can't check your bag right now. I'm like, the fuck you can't, but okay, whatever. Just move me to the later flight.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be back in 3 hours.
Yeah.
So whatever. I don't care.
Well, I mean, you're also flying on your was that flying company?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. If you're not having to pay a fee out of your pocket to fucking change shit.
Well, they still charge a fee sometimes. They didn't charge me there.
Right. I'm saying, if you're charging, okay. But also if the fee is getting charged to the company, it's different than you having to pay a fucking change fee out of pocket is what I'm saying.
Sure.
Yeah.
But
anyway,
I wouldn't have done that had there been a fee. I would have waited and flew in a different.
One of my favorite things to see though is when somebody gets there too close to time and they can't check their bag, and they lose their absolute fucking shit. It's my favorite. It's like, you're a fucking idiot. Like, like all airlines have a window that you're not allowed to check your bag past, whether you think it's stupid or not. Airline policy, right?
Well, it makes sense. You gotta have time to get it to the plane,
right? And most places it's between 45 minutes to an hour. It varies with the airline.
Okay.
That you can't check your bag in past that time. And so I mean, I've seen people like come in and they're like 20 minutes before their plane, which they're probably not going to make anyway if they didn't have bags to check.
Sure.
And just absolutely, how can you do this to me? I'm like, dude, it's your fault. It's hilarious to watch. So I was in where was I? Not Charlotte, some other airport. Anyway, this lady was having a screaming, like kicking in the floor, fucking meltdown. I
don't understand people.
It was
adults that do that.
It was the best thing I've ever seen.
If you're honestly being wrong, fine. Raise your voice, raise hell, whatever.
Yeah.
But if you're not, fucking just it's time to adult.
I feel like the people acting a certain way. It should be legal to slap, not punch, not beat, slap the ever-living fuck out of.
Well, Sean Connery said sometimes you have to slap a woman. Being that way.
And I'm not talking about like as another individual.
No,
I mean like as an airport personnel or airport security.
I think anyone around that sees them acting that way, and that's the thing. Pick and choose when you're going to act that way, because if there's 50 people around you, they all get to slap the shit out of you. That's my thing. It's like,
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm just saying that, like, if they're up there pitching a fit and calling the person a fucking cunt and an asshole, whatever, if that airport employee could reach across and just fucking smack them across the fucking teeth, I guarantee you way fewer people would treat somebody like that.
I guarantee you there'd be a lot of people missing some teeth.
Oh, yeah. Well, the thing is, there's no repercussions. We've talked about this.
Sure.
You know, that's why people can run their fucking mouths all the time, especially on the internet, but even in person now, because it's bled the fuck over, because you're going to get arrested if you punch somebody in the mouth.
Sure.
It's not like even when we were younger that at a bar, even if you fucking knock somebody on their ass, it'd be like, you might get kicked out of the bar, but you're not going to jail.
Right.
You know, and you're probably not going to get kicked out of the bar if they started it.
Probably.
And the bouncer,
if they saw and you had, or if a bunch of people, enough people around were like, no, that guy started it.
Yeah.
And he ended it.
He'll get the kick the fuck out. But yeah.
Oh, well.
No, it upsets me though that that's not a thing anymore.
Yeah, it does.
Anyway.
Can't hit your kids. Can't hit strangers for pitching a fit.
What the fuck has this world goddamn come to?
I don't know. Electing really old white guys as president.
I know, crazy, right?
Woman.
I still feel like it's a brilliant fucking move that he ran with Kamala. I don't fucking know. Anyway, but I feel like it got him the minority and the woman. It helped a lot with that side of things. But also, first female minority VP, which is fucking, that's actually a really fucking big deal if you think about it, like in the scheme of everything for a country. But Biden's fucking old enough that if he kills over, she's fucking young, will take over as the first female minority fucking president, which would be an unprecedented thing. So it's a win-win for the Democratic Party is what I'm saying. There's no downside to it.
You gotta put an asterisk by her name though at that point. You gotta go on the record books with an asterisk.
Yeah, but point being, I know, but I'm saying if she had to step up and take over the presidency because Biden's fucking 100 and dies, more than likely, if the presidency ran halfway well based on her sex and race alone with her party, she would probably get reelected. It sets it up perfectly for a two-term Democratic run, which is fine. Like I just think it's a brilliant political move to have that in place because there's no downside to it.
Yeah,
you know, from their perspective for their party, it's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine with
It's like chess. Are you getting bored, buddy?
No. I agree with what you're saying. So what else am I going to say?
That's fair. I was hoping you'd argue with me because
no, I don't disagree with you.
That's fair.
As far as that goes. I don't understand why the Democratic Party wanted him.
Right.
But maybe because they just thought maybe he's the only person that can win the election. I don't know.
Yeah. Because he stood a way better chance than fucking Bernie as far as that goes.
Sure.
I feel like he's more likable than Bernie was.
Bernie, I think, would have beat Trump. Where Hillary couldn't.
Maybe.
But I just think there are a lot of people that would have rather had that wanted Bernie over Hillary, and they felt burnt by the Democratic Party, and that's why they voted.
See, I
Trump,
think that,
or they didn't vote Democrat.
Right. I think, and this is my day, I feel like you had a lot of younger people that were really behind Bernie that were very loud and vocal, but I do not think the bulk of the adult voting population was behind him.
Sure.
Just because I think it was like one of those vocal minority type of situations. Because most adults that you talk to, even really liberal ones, they might like some of Bernie's ideals. They wouldn't have been behind him as a president. Like they'd been much like Joe Biden is a much more traditional Democrat, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So this is a YouTube comment that popped up.
Okay.
And it caught my attention. This is on last week's episode.
Okay, cool.
It just popped up now. So obviously this isn't real.
Mm-hmm.
But this is really the person's username that they've got listed here.
Okay.
Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Okay.
That's the guy that beat the shit out of Conor McGregor right after he came back from Khabib. Anyway, retired. Right. Anyway, good stuff, guys. I will check out more from you two. Very kind and open-minded. This was enjoyable.
Okay.
So he could hook you up with a fight against Conor.
Right. If that's actually him, that'd be fucking stellar.
Yeah. Would you fight him? He's retired anyway.
I will say this. There is no one in the UFC or professional boxing that I would not step in a ring or octagon with.
Okay.
I am confident I would get the absolute shit kicked out of me and or being in a hospital, coma, dead. I don't know, but I would fucking do it.
What about the female fighters?
Yeah.
Okay.
And again,
that's a lose-lose situation.
It's a lose-lose situation. But for the press and the fame and the listeners we might get on this podcast,
sure.
Fuck yes.
Sure.
I will sacrifice my body for you, buddy.
Okay.
I've already given it to you. So now, how about you? I mean, would you step into an octagon or a ring with, are there limits to who you would step in with?
Not limits to who. I think there's limits on to what. I mean, I'm not going to go in there and go full out the same rules of USC. There's no,
you'd get 6 months to train.
Fucking. And then the last 30 days, I'll start training. That's how you and I work.
I'd train like a motherfucker.
Yeah, maybe you would. I don't know. For me, it's just more like, what good am I going to be after that? If I have to spend the rest of my life eating through a straw and blowing into a straw to maneuver a wheelchair around, it's just...
I'll kill myself at that point. It's a win-win then.
It's not for me to kill myself.
Why?
I enjoy too many other things about life.
If you were in a fucking wheelchair with a straw.
Yeah, but that's why I wouldn't do it, so that I don't.
But I'm just saying,
there.
At that point, though, you could just fucking be done with it.
Yeah, at that point I could, but I don't want to be at that point.
Yeah, but if you were.
All right.
It's time for a break.
No, in just a moment.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to ask you this one question. Fire right off the top of your head. All right.
Okay.
I die. However, who's my replacement? 1, 2, 3, go.
Me.
You're not going to do it with anyone else? You got to have somebody to be the cutest so you can be the funny one.
Jordan. I know. I really have no one else that I'd want to do a podcast with. I mean, this podcast with.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Because Amanda and I have talked about starting one up, which I think will be awesome. I just been lazy and we haven't done it, but it would not be the B3F podcast.
Gotcha.
So, because then I'd have to change it just like BF podcast. I have to take the 3 out because there's no guarantee this is forever.
No, just however I die, you make the 3 look like that. If it's a bullet to the head, you just put a little right in the center there.
Okay. Same for you. 1, 2, 3.
Hunter. Just kidding. Just joking.
Well played.
Just kidding.
Well played. Who was the guy that called in a minute ago? He'll be my co-host.
I don't remember what he said his name was because I couldn't understand.
And it was different than what came up on the phone.
It was, yes. I don't want to say the name that came up on the phone in case that's
right.
A wife, girlfriend,
maybe it stole his parents' phone. Yeah,
could be.
Might be a burner.
Yeah,
but no, I don't know. Like I'd have to really think because
I would. No.
Ben.
Troy.
Oh yeah,
Troy.
Now you're gonna hurt Trevor's feelings. You fucking dick.
Well, Trevor. Troy doesn't drink at all, and Trevor drinks evidently too much.
I would have both of them on. Then it could be a true B3F.
I guess it could, yeah.
It'd be BF3. So we just change the F and the 3 around.
Yeah.
Yeah. That I like that. That's a good answer. Because I can't think of, maybe Don, Ben, but they flake out all the time. Ben doesn't stay up past like 7. So
I would change the name to BFB if I got Troy and Trevor on. It would be best fucking brothers or something like that.
Brothers.
No,
brothers.
I gotta bring their branding into it.
Okay. I have no idea. Anyway,
now we'll take a break.
Take a break and
we'll be back in 10-ish minutes.
Yeah. Hey everybody. We'd like to take a minute to tell you about a really cool podcasting app called Stitcher Premium.
Yeah, Stitcher Premium is, like you said, a free app, and they've got everything you could look for: true crime, comedy, pop culture, The Office ladies. I think Conan O'Brien's podcast is on there. There's lots of things on there.
And archives of all those things.
Oh, yeah. And smart lists.
Yeah, the smart lists. That's what I was about to say, you fuck. Smart lists basically will watch what you're listening to, or say listen to what you're listening to, use some fancy algorithms, and make recommendations on shit that you already like.
Yeah, so if you go to Stitcher.com/premium and use the code B3F, you can get a month free. So it's $4.99 a month, or $34.99 if you pay for a full year. But use the code B3F and you'll get a free month.
Check it out. All right. So we're back and shit. I hit record. We're still streaming. And it's funny. We had like 2 people on when we were on the break that were just hanging out. And as soon as we went live, they fucking dropped off.
That's funny. Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking amazing. So I realized something today, or I should say tonight. And so I've been going to the gym about every morning.
Yep.
I've been doing pretty good with it. And I've dropped about 8 pounds so far.
Nice.
And I still look like a fucking giant fat piece of shit on the camera. So, I'm good with that. I'll eventually, one day I'm going to come in here. Actually, no, it's how I sit, dude. My posture is so fucking garbage. So it doesn't matter. I could be fucking 180 pounds. I'm going to sit here and I'm still going to look like a fucking Hershey Kiss. White chocolate Hershey Kiss. Excuse me. You. Do me one more and then I'm done. I've been drinking. I drink a lot at work. I shouldn't say a lot. I drink consistently at work today. That'll work. Can I try some of your
you can.
Your cucumber water there, buddy?
You can. Poured way more of that in mine than I meant to.
Yeah, that's what goes. Ooh, fizzy. So yeah, it's dude, I just completely blanked out. The fizziness threw me off there. Yeah. You had some shit. So you were bullshit with your mom.
Okay.
I want to hear that because you were very violently reacting. I shouldn't say violently reacting, but you were like, fuck, I don't want to deal with this shit. So
what's up, Big John Kennedy?
Yeah, what's up?
Well, okay.
John F?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Same John from last week that called and texted several times.
I'm just
so
joking.
Go ahead with what you're saying, because I need to post on the Instagram about calling.
No. I know I want to hear the story about the shit. Oh, okay. So my grandmother broke her arm this last week. She fell down the hill behind her house and broke her fucking arm between the elbow and the shoulder, which is
Jesus,
a terrible fucking place to break it. So she's been miserable, can't do shit by herself. So I was talking to the kids and I was telling them, hey, your grandmother, she hurt herself, whatever. She was taking the dog out, fell down the hill. And of course, Jude was like, oh no, I'm that's awful. Is she okay? Blah, blah, blah. And Lyric immediately goes, is the dog okay? And I was like, your grandmother broke her arm. She was like, yeah, but is the dog okay? I'm like, well, that describes Lyric perfectly. I'm pretty sure she's a tiny little fucking sociopath, but
that's funny.
Yeah.
Oh God. Hey, look at that. You hit record this time.
Yeah, I did. God damn it.
So, part of the shit that I've got going on this weekend is I'm going to my dad's.
Yep.
And all the siblings will be there and grandkids and stuff.
That cucumber was delightful.
Yeah. It makes the gin. It brings out the potential.
Fuck you, man. So, okay. I'm going to say before we get into this, I was not a fan of this gin neat. I did not like, granted, gin's not really made to drink neat that much anyway.
Yeah, not anymore.
But I wasn't a fan. I gotta say, like session.
Yeah,
whatever. This can fucking eat my dick. However, throwing the cucumber water in it, so fucking good. I like it. Continue.
It's a cucumber tonic water.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So by Fever Tree, if you're looking. But anyway, so We're all going to my dad's this weekend.
Yeah.
It's basically making up for not being able to go for Christmas because everyone else had COVID.
Right.
I mean, literally.
Yeah.
So,
literally.
yeah, my sister calls me yesterday, and she says, "Have you heard from Mom?" No, I have not.
Mm-hmm.
She says, "Well, she called me and said something about us coming to her house when we leave Dad's. No, we're not getting to Dad's till 2.
Mm-hmm.
They're in Central Time. It's a 3.5 hour drive back here at night.
Also, you're not doing it overnight. You were just going to do it down and back.
No, down and back.
Okay.
That's the way I like to do it.
Yeah,
down and back.
Flip it, smack it, send it home.
What did who was it? I can't think of the name of the group. Said whoop. They sang whoop. There it is.
Yeah.
What was it? Slam dunk it, stick it, flip it, and ride it. Yeah.
Bravo.
So anyway, she says, "Well, I told Mom when I leave Dad's house, I'm taking my kids who are 1 and 4, and we're going home so they can go to bed."
Right.
And she said, Mom was not happy about that. She's like, "You guys never want to come to my house, but anytime Dad wants you to come over, it's always, we'll go see Dad or whatever. That, whatever." And she said, "But Joey and David never come down here and see me." And she's like, "Well, Mom, they live 3.5 hours away. It's not like with a couple of day to a week notice,
right,
that they can just drop everything. I mean, we have plans. You and I have plans every Saturday,
right,
barring a couple of times here and there.
Yeah, it's a standing date.
It is, absolutely. And so, but I typically have my weekend, or I know what I'm doing, a couple of weeks in advance,
right,
anyway. So regardless, and Mom was not happy about it or whatever. She thinks it has, I guess, so much as maybe even said before. She's like, "Yeah, well, you guys go to Dad's house because Dad just hands out money." Well, first off, he doesn't.
Right.
That's not what happens.
But if he did, yes.
Yeah, but so I said to my sister,
like a stimulus check. I'm not
he's
turning
just generally more pleasant to be around. Like, that's the thing. I love my mom dearly. I would bend over backwards for my mom. I would help her with whatever I could.
Right.
And I get it. She doesn't have as much money as my dad does, but my dad doesn't just hand out money to us. But if I'm with her, if I'm around her, whatever, I got to watch what I say, because her husband is very offended with language and things like that. Really? He got upset with my sister a week or so ago because something about the election came up, and she said he was livid about ranting about how the election was stolen and voter fraud and all of that shit. And my mom and her husband are really way back into church again, and things like that. He won't even watch a TV. Yes, same guy was here a year ago.
So I cussed a lot around them, I think.
And I do. I just tone it a little bit when he's around. Now, if it's just my mom, I don't give a shit. I'll say just about anything. Yeah. But he won't even watch. Like, I was trying to tell my mom about a show to watch on Netflix that she would love, and I was telling her about it. She was like, "Robbie's not going to watch that, like, because of the language. He just won't do it. He can't." And she said, "I can't." He doesn't grasp the concept of another country, because this is a British-based show.
Right.
Say certain words, and it's not the same effect that it is here. No. Cunt, not the same thing.
Yeah.
But all of that shit. Well, it's Afterlife. Within the first 10 minutes of the show, Afterlife, he walks by a schoolyard, and his nephew is going to school there. He talks to his nephew for a second, and then that's it. And this little fat redheaded kid yells, "Pedo, pedo!"
Right.
And he says, "I'm not a pedo, but if I was, you'd be safe, you tubby little ginger cunt." And I'm like, it's Ricky Gervais. Right. I mean, it's, of course, but I'm just saying, like, that kind of shit's funny. But he can't. No, he can't handle it.
That's, okay. But granted, he's younger. Like, that's how my grandmother. That's why she was so upset about when she heard the podcast, because she just can't comprehend the language. I'm like, you realize everyone talks like this now. Everyone, like, not to the degree that maybe I do or that you do. I mean, I talk like this to an extent at work. Yeah. Oh, I absolutely do now. I mean, well, sure, you're in a little different scenario. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we have a new guy that just started. Pour me another fucking whiskey, you cunt. Right. Yeah. Well, we have a new guy that just started in a different department, but he's in our building, and very smart guy, but very kind of country, lots of guns, whatever. Not used to a lot of sucking dick jokes, and which is weird. He's country. You think you know about sucking dicks, but a lot of the homoerotic humor. He's never really
makes him uncomfortable. Much.
No, he's just never been around it. So
Huh.
it shocks him still, which
Yeah.
is fucking fantastic for me. Like I walked in today and I call it the jackhole. It's like this little cubby room is what we've started calling it. And I told him he was in the jackhole and it was kind of weird for him. But anyway, it used to be basically a receptionist area, but it's like a small office. It's just got a window and a counter when you walk in. And I walked around the corner, got really low, and I fucking raised over the top of it really slowly. And like he turned and I went, well, and then ducked back down and went away. And he was like, what the fuck, man? And then he said something about, oh man, I'm not one. He goes, I don't take the dick. And I said, well, there's a difference between taking it and forcibly receiving it.
Especially taking it and getting it.
Right? And he goes, man, that's fucked up. And if he's a good guy, he's I don't know if he doesn't report us for sexual harassment. He's a good sense of humor. He's just never been around a lot of the a lot of the dick talk.
It's just so my mom texted me earlier. This is what I got worked up about, and I haven't texted her back yet. But she texted me and it says, after y'all get through it, your dads, are y'all going to stop by here? And who all from your bunch is coming?
It's a trap.
I don't want to reply back to that message, but I know I'm going to have to at some point.
Yeah.
Maybe I can push it off till lunch tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I think what I'm probably just going to have to do is call her and go, look, I didn't know you were doing anything
right
at your house afterwards. I don't want to say I'm not coming by.
Right.
But I'm not coming by long if I come by there. I mean,
you just reply, fuck you, you're not my real mom.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you should have aborted me instead of the kid between me and Jessica. No. See, I don't know if that's common knowledge or not, but my mom had an abortion between me and Jessica.
I gathered that from I knew
you may thought I was joking. I don't know.
I knew you weren't joking. I didn't know that, but as soon as you said, I'm like, it's a joke. That's not a joke.
It's a joke because it's true.
Right. Because we're hilarious like that.
I just, again, I love my mom, but I just, it's taxing. That's the word for it. It's taxing to do that.
Right.
So
I got you. No, I used to write in like birthday cards or going away cards and shit for people. This is in the military, but my note was always, thanks for not keeping the baby. That's what I wrote on everybody's card. Man, woman.
Oh my God.
Didn't matter.
Well,
you'd be surprised how many people get offended by abortion jokes.
I don't think I would. I don't think I would.
Okay.
I don't think I would be surprised.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing I feel like that makes us special is because everybody that I've ever met other than you, like they can be okay with like 99% of jokes, but there's always that 1% of whatever it is that's going to offend them.
Sure.
Or they'll be upset. You and I don't have that line.
I don't think I do.
Yeah.
No.
With each other anyway.
I think you could say something to piss me off, but offend me, I don't think so.
But for me to say something to fully piss you off, I would have to mean it, and it would have to be something very personal.
Sure.
Like that'd be the only way. But we've said horrible shit to each other, but because we know it's coming from a place of loathing, it's fine.
I mean, I said something very horrible to a friend of ours that we haven't spoken to in a while the other day.
Yeah.
I mean, I immediately text you in a separate thread afterwards, like, do you think he's too soft to take that joke?
No,
but you were like, no. So yeah. Anyway.
No, because he sends me random shit from time to time.
Okay. I hadn't heard from him in a while.
Yeah. It's not often. Usually if he's like drinking, because he gets pissed when I send him pictures of me drinking during the day, because I'll do that and whatever. But no, he still rolls with it pretty well. But still, even outside of that, like any other, even of our mutual friends, like there's lines, right?
Absolutely.
Generally that they're going to be really sensitive about, but you and I do not have that, and that makes me so happy.
Yeah, I don't
like we've said terrible things about each other's children.
I don't. You've said terrible things about my children to my children.
Yeah,
because my children have a lot of that.
Right.
They're very hard to offend.
But I didn't when they were younger.
No.
Now that they're grown.
Yeah. Once absolutely. They hit about 15, 16 years old, it's game on.
It's completely different.
Yeah. So, what's I fixing to say? There's something else I was fixing to say. Oh, I don't know why you choose to live. Someone would choose to live in a state of offended, or even to. Why is it worth being offended?
Right.
It's too much of a hassle.
Well, I can tell you why. Because people put a lot of value on their own beliefs. Yeah,
but I mean,
but it's a superiority. God damn it, I can't talk for shit tonight. Superiority, right? Thing that you feel like that your morals or your views or your beliefs are better than those of the person that's offending you.
Sure.
And so when they say some shit, it's like, I can't believe you would do that. So it's taking themselves way too goddamn seriously for that shit.
Sure.
And that's all it is. You know, it's this weird, like, I'm better than you thing. That's the only, or it's a virtue signaling thing that you feel like it makes you a better person to be offended on someone's behalf or whatever
Sure.
the fucking case may be.
Yeah.
And I think it's popular to be offended by certain things nowadays. I think that's a big thing.
Virtue signaling. I mean, that's
right.
That's the thing. And
but I mean, even without virtue signaling, like to be offended by something that, say, Trump tweeted.
Oh my God,
he's not on there anymore. But to be offended by that, even though you might not be offended by that, but because everyone else is outraged,
sure,
it's going to be a lot easier to jump on that.
It's a popular opinion. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. I don't know. And I don't understand people saying that they're offended for people because you can't. That's not possible.
Right. I don't know. I love it so much to see like large groups of people be offended by shit. Cause I'm like, why do you take it? Like what this person said, other than offending your sensibilities and your moral stances, doesn't fucking affect you.
No.
At all.
I don't know.
At all.
Fuck those pussies.
Right.
Literally and figuratively.
So like what I could see getting offended over, like to me, things that would be justifiably offensive are not words, are not jokes, is if somebody fucking slighted you in a way that fucked you over. It's like, then I'm offended by your actions. Right. But not because I'm taking offense to something you said, but it's like, no, you dicked me over. I'm offended by you being a fucking asshole, you know, but even then it's like, well, you're a fucking dick, you know, fuck you, whatever. But does that make sense?
Sure.
You know what I mean?
I'm texting my mom right now.
Oh, okay.
Just maybe I'll get a reply back and it'll be more fodder.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But like if you and I were, you know, trying to get into a fucking concert, whatever, go into a show, if they had those anymore. And, you know, you were like, yeah, this guy's fucking whatever, just so you could get in and not me. Like, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be offended by what the fuck you did. I'll be over it in fucking 5 minutes.
Right.
Or we might fight about it. But, you know, I'm not offended by your words. Like if on your way in, you were like, fuck you, you cunt. I'm not going to be like, I can't believe he called me a cunt. I'd be like, that asshole got into the show and I didn't. It's a very, very,
sure,
two very different things.
All right. So I just texted her back and said, we can come by for a little bit, but I didn't know anything was going on at your house this weekend. And then just told her who all it would be in my bunch, as she put it.
Yeah.
So
did I tell you? No, go ahead. Sorry. You were about to say something.
No, go ahead. So
my mom calls me today. I'm going to have to go to Fayetteville at some point this next week, which means I'll have to see my grandmother because people think I'm a heartless bastard. Like I texted my mom, my dad, and my sister at the same time.
Sticker.
Right. I texted them and I was like, hey, I called grandmother yesterday after she got back from the hospital, just so you guys don't think I'm a completely heartless bastard.
Absolutely.
But anyway, so my mom calls me today and was like, hey, has your dad called you? And I was like, no.
Uh-oh.
And that usually means something. And she was like, yeah, so he had gone to a dermatologist like the day before yesterday or some shit like that. And they called him. I think this was on, what's today? Fucking Thursday. So he went on Tuesday. Got his appointments.
Yep.
Whatever. And they did biopsy on whatever. And she said they called him yet last night in the evening, was like, hey, biopsy came back. We need you to come in tomorrow because we're going to do some surgery on this. And I said, you know, this came back as cancerous, whatever. And then we need you to come back so we can remove it. And he was like, can't do it tomorrow. I got shit to do, you know, whatever. And they're like, no, you don't understand. We've cleared our schedule tomorrow. And, you know, at this time to make room for you because this needs to be done now.
Right.
And he was like, oh,
you hand me the Schweppes, please.
Yep. So he went down, I guess, was it this morning or yesterday, whenever the fuck it was.
Yep.
Anyway, so it came out with like 28 stitches. So evidently they removed a hunk of some shit. He's in like a sling for like at least like 4 weeks. And they're biopsying that. And depending on what that looks like, they might have to go back in for some other shit. So it could be fucking pretty serious. But my mom
I hope I get to see your dad sometime soon.
Right?
Yeah, because I'm going to ask him, do they finally put your balls back in?
Yeah. But so my mom's like, can you come down? Like, there's some shit that needs to get done around the house. And like, he can't use his arm. And I was like, yeah, I'll come down and do that. But I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Because how often do you hear that? Like, you go for a biopsy and like the next day, like, you have to come in tomorrow. Like, there's no time to waste on this. Like, that's some crazy shit. Like, that really fucking is.
It is.
Yeah. Especially if you like, you know, for normal people, like that's a pretty fucking deal. But my dad at this point too is just kind of like, We've
my
had
God.
conversations before. Like he's like, if I ever get to the point,
Jesus, a dog.
this hat. He
Hairball.
was like, if I ever get to the point that I can't fucking, like if I'm shitting my pants and like can't feed myself, he was like, you're gonna have to kill me. And he goes like, because I won't be able to. He goes, nobody else in the family will. He was basically like, you're an asshole enough that you would do it.
So how does he want it done?
He didn't specify.
How would you do it?
How would I do it? Oh,
Yes.
that's easy. Like he's on enough medication. You big enough of a cocktail. Fucking over.
Okay.
So I mean, you could do it, and it wouldn't look like a murder. It wouldn't look like a suicide. It would just be done.
Is
Like,
that against the law if
yes.
he signs an
Yes.
affidavit and it's against the law
Yes.
for you to do that?
Assisted
Interesting.
suicide is still illegal in most parts of the United States.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what if you just make the cocktail up and set it there and then he takes it?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So why does he need you for that?
Well, because if he's incapacitated and can't do any of that
Well, I
shit
just
for himself,
picture him shitting his pants and you've been like, well, time to go, old man. I just picture him in the
Right.
kitchen at Thanksgiving accidentally sharding and you being like, it's time to go.
Well, you said it, sir. You said it.
Oh, God.
And I don't think he was serious, but that was the conversation that
he
happened.
might be. I don't
Well,
know.
no, because he actually made the comment. He goes, "You're the only one in the family heartless enough to do it." And I was like, "Well, that's fair. That's fair."
Is there anybody you couldn't pull the plug on?
No,
Really?
God, no.
I got you.
Name a person.
No, I'm just saying, like,
No, name a person.
I don't know.
Name someone that I would care about more than almost anybody else.
Amanda.
Pull the plug.
Right. So what I'm saying is, like, what does it take to get to that point, though?
It would have to be one of those things. It's like you're on life support. You're not coming out of
Yeah,
it.
the doctor's
you know.
just telling you, like,
Yeah.
statistically, this is not
Right.
changing.
Even if it was like there's only like a 5% chance.
Yeah.
Like then I'm just like, but that's when you start getting weird. Like, what does the percentage have to be? It's like, oh, it's 50-50. Like, well, fucking pull it.
You know, they may wake up in the morning, but they may sleep through the night. Like, well, doc, pull the plug.
Pull the plug. Fucking, yeah. They had their tonsils out. Fucking pull it, man.
Kristen and I talked about this. It was last week or the week before. I'm not sure, because my brother and sister, my stepbrother and stepsister, Will and Paula, their dad died a week and a half or so ago. And somebody's laughing at what we said.
Well, it was fucking funny. So
the name is That Damn Dino. I know
fuck
who that.
yeah.
I know who that is. So, but anyway, so we were talking about, because he ended up with COVID, and his body was riddled with cancer. I'm pretty sure.
yeah, but fucking COVID.
And
man.
he had kind of quit breathing. They called the paramedics. This is what's fucking insane. They call the paramedics, call 911 or whatever. Paramedics get there. They're doing CPR on him. They pronounce him dead.
Mhm.
3 minutes later, 5 minutes later, minutes later,
Right.
however long ago, they go, "Oh no, he's not dead. We have a pulse." Then they
Oh shit.
pronounce him alive.
They pronounce.
Yeah, that's
I
what I keep
declare
saying.
Bankruptcy.
They pronounce him alive. What happened with the flat Earth video? It's still out there, Wyatt.
Yeah.
Still on our page. Just go to our page. Anyway. So then they carry him to the hospital, and he died several hours later that night. Anyway. And so they got Chris and I talking about just clarifying what we wanted in situations like that. Like, you know, what do you want to do? Like, who you want to and I said, just tell Olivia to pull the plug, because Olivia's the one that could do it.
Right.
And which Chris was like, I am not putting that on any of our kids, making them have to make that decision.
I'll do it.
I'm like, sure. And I think I did say to her, just call Steven.
If Steven is still alive,
That's what I said. If the doctor says he's not coming out of this,
right,
there is obviously there's always a chance.
right.
I mean,
if you believe hard enough in Jesus.
yeah, faith that moves mountains, man.
Right.
Size of a mustard seed. No, I mean, just there's always a chance, but it's not likely. And so if that's what the doctor's saying, then let the kids come in if they want to say anything to me while there's actually still blood coursing through my veins, then that's fine. Whatever. I said,
I already know what I would say before I pull the plug.
I said, if there's any friends and family that you want to come and say anything to me, or you want them to have that opportunity,
Right.
that's perfectly fine. Do that. But as soon as the last one walks out of that room, unplug that thing.
If I'm there, I'm gonna do it in like the middle of the sentence of the last person.
Yeah. So anyway, dog's finally got up messing with you now.
Yeah. Oh
So-
man. Yeah, I'll pull the shit out of that plug.
So we had talked about that. Yeah. So yeah.
My last words would be "fuck you, bitch." I'm gonna pull the plug with my fucking dick on your mouth.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I
So-
would think really, but that's when you start getting the question, like, what percentage
That's it.
of
What
possibility
percentage?
does it come in on? Like, so because you start dialing back,
If it's 51-49, 51 they don't make it out, 49 they do.
yeah, that's a little closer. Right? Like you have to think about that one a little more.
You're leaning toward the plug, but you're reaching for it. Yeah.
Right. But like, what if it's like what if it's a 75-25?
Yeah.
Like, no, for you, what's 75-25?
I don't know.
Would it
I
depend
think
on how much you cared about the person?
No, I think it depends on why they're at that point.
Okay.
Why they're in the hospital to start with or whatever.
Common cold.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think I need 75-35.
Okay.
I can go 66-33.6. 34, 66-34.
Like, to me, it would have to be like a 75-25 kind of thing, even
You think
maybe
so?
less than that. Like 25 is still a pretty big percentage.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I think what it would be is the amount of time I would wait would
Sure.
shrink depending on the percentages. Like at 75-25, it's like, okay, let's give it a while. But then after a couple months, it's gonna be like, okay,
75-30.
what's that?
I mean, 75-25,
75-30.
70-30 is what I meant to say. 70-30.
70-30. It's like, you can wait 6 months.
I got
You
you.
know, if shit doesn't happen. But if it's
Yeah.
like a fucking,
We're talking about your wife, though.
I'm talking about anybody.
70-30.
Yeah, one of my kids. But
Sure.
if it's like, then if it's like a 10, like a 90-10, like that's like, okay, let's wait a month.
Sure. I don't know.
You know,
I mean, 70-30 is basically 100% if you count what women make anyway. So
But then if you give me like okay, it's a 2% to come out, it's like, yeah, fuck it. Let's go ahead and
Sure.
go ahead and pop in there and yank that shit.
Right.
You know, but I would expect the same for me. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You know, if somebody came to Amanda and was like, okay, Steven's got a fucking, 45% chance of not waking up, but like a 55% chance of waking up, fucking pull it. Like I'm done.
I'm live streaming that shit.
Right, no, it's like he's in a coma, but we've put him in that coma
Sure.
and he'll wake up in a couple days. Goddamn, pull that plug. I'm done. Fucking done.
Oh my God. So I wanted to ask you what you thought about all the pardons that Trump did right before he left
I haven't paid any
office.
attention. I just know there's a bunch of
So Steve Bannon was one that got pardoned. They were kind of on the outs a couple of years ago because I think a lot of Bannon's quotes were used in a book or something in like 2018 or something. But
yeah, but I mean, he also turns into the Hulk. So
sure. Anyway, so Steve Bannon, which is just a creepy dude. I mean, just to see him, he looks like.
but see, this is how sad I am. I don't know who that is.
I think he was the president, CEO, owner, runner of Breitbart, but I think he was the CEO of Trump's election campaign.
See, I
Anyway.
can guarantee you this. Almost every person you will mention that got pardoned, I have no fucking clue who they are.
All right, I can guarantee you know one of them.
I said most.
Sure.
Okay.
Lil Wayne.
Oh shit, he got pardoned.
He pardoned Lil
That
Wayne.
is the best goddamn thing Trump did with his presidency.
Right before he left office, he pardoned Lil Wayne, who was on weapons charges during probation.
Right, I knew that.
And another rapper, Kodak Black,
Okay.
pardoned him as well.
All right.
So
Well,
who says he was racist?
I'm just saying, if he's did anything good with this presidency,
He's done more for the rap community than Russell Simmons ever did.
Absolutely.
No, anyway. I just wonder what you thought about that, but if you don't know, you don't know.
I don't know because I don't.
Moving on.
Because you know how much I care about the politics. and
Sure.
shit. Okay. So before you had something else.
I do.
Continue.
No. Go ahead.
I wanted your opinion on the new Weezer track.
That's exactly what I was going to go to.
I talked because Don and I we text music back and forth quite a bit.
Okay.
And he fucking hated it. Like he said, it was not even worthy to be mentioned on a Weezer record. He said it was just like a Perfect Situation Part 2. It was like too
Sure.
much on make believe, and he thought it was fucking terrible. I, on the other hand,
Right.
think it's one of the best things they've done in a while. It's not like the White Album, but it's as Weezer as you can get, like in my opinion.
Okay.
Just stripped down musically, different musically,
Sure.
but it's a fucking like classic Weezer song, in my opinion. So I came in my pants this morning. It's a surprise
Right.
release.
All right. So Here's what I think about it.
Okay.
Really love the song. It's stuck in my head ever since I listened to it.
Yeah.
Could have done without the symphony.
Okay, really?
That's the thing.
Interesting.
That I'm not going to say that the symphony turned me off to it, but I would have rather heard a more full, pop rock sound that I'm used to with Weezer than had the symphony in it.
But that's the thing
It's
with
still
this,
a good song.
right, but
though.
that's the thing with this record. The whole thing was done all analog.
No, I get
with
it.
orchestra.
Yeah.
They didn't want to do something.
And I can appreciate that.
Right.
But I'm saying, as a Weezer
You
song
missed it.
goes, I missed that sound.
Right. Yeah. See, I looked at it as like, because they've always done like, because Rivers Cuomo does give a fuck. Like the Black album was really heavily hip hop influence. You had what was it? Fuck, I don't remember. Anyway, one of their newer albums, it was all Butch. Fuck, it was Butch Walker, whatever the guy is. Very pop and shit. Anyway, they just do what the fuck ever.
Well, the White Album was
the White
amazing.
Album was the fucking
until the new Goldfinger album. It's the last album I could put in start to finish and listen.
Well, the
to.
White Album is honestly, it's a top 5 Weezer record for me. It's so fucking good.
Yeah, it's good.
But like I legit think that and they're still releasing another record. This is a completely surprise release. They announced it like 3 days ago.
Yeah,
the single came out today. The album comes out next week. But like for what they were going for, which is a really stripped down orchestra, I think it's fucking fantastic. Like it's what I would expect from a Weezer like acoustic-esque record.
Sure,
I love it. I love it. But I'm glad that you agree with the awesomeness side of it.
Yeah, it's a great song. I just missed the old sound on it.
I think Don's just jaded, and
I think he is.
He's one of those motherfuckers that still wishes they were fucking making Pinkerton over again. That's what the fuck he is. So, which was a great fucking record.
Mm-hmm.
But I really only think like 2 of Weezer's records were just fucking trash. Maybe 3. But for the most part, I love, like, there's something, because Weezer's one of those bands like
Ratitude.
I loved Ratitude.
I liked
Ratitude. I don't give a shit about what anybody says.
Until the White Album, that was the last album of theirs I bought.
Yeah. Like Hurley was fucking great. Like the Red Album was meh at best.
It had some songs that I really loved, but
Right.
the rest of it was just, like you said.
Well, like almost all of their albums, there's a song or two that I really fucking liked on them, but Weezer's, like, if you're a Weezer fan, you accept the fact that Weezer's fucking Weezer.
Sure.
Right? You have shit that sounds more like classic. Like the White Album was fucking classic. Like Blue Album, Green Album, Pinkerton-esque fucking Weezer. It was fucking fantastic. You have other shit that's just like, where the hell is this even fucking coming from? But just along for the ride, man.
I mean, they've 3 singles now that have been released over the last year.
Yeah.
They're all 3 really good.
Yeah.
I like the first 2 better than the most recent one, but I still like the most recent.
But Van Weezer is still coming out.
Sure.
In I think they're saying fucking June or July. I don't remember, but still.
Okay. Interesting.
Anyway, I like it. I think a homeboy signed on, be like, "What happened to the Flat Earth video?" And then fucking immediately left to go find it. It's gonna be funny. We're gonna be forever known as like the Flat Earth podcast. Nobody else is gonna fucking
give a shit.
listen.
I don't care, because if you listen to it, you hear the truth. It's not what Nathan was speaking. Maybe it's what David
like
was
seriously,
speaking.
if you're listening to this or ever and you haven't watched that episode or listened to that episode, it was a legitimately good episode.
It was fun. Yeah.
Crazy as fuck. But I'm looking for some more. Like there's a guest I'm about to reach out to not long ago that is a big believer in aliens, which I love fucking aliens. I love talking about alien shit. But this is to the degree that she believes that she telepathically communicates with aliens on another dimension.
Yeah, that's going to be really good.
But they show up with her to answer questions through her for podcasts and interviews and shit.
I was wanting to see them.
Yeah, you don't see them because they
that
exist on
sucks.
another dimensional plane. But she channels them so you can ask them questions.
That's pretty good, actually. That's
yeah.
Huh.
Like, I want to know.
And you have been in conversation with this person?
Not yet. I just got introduced to her, to who she is today.
Cock tease.
I know, right?
Jesus.
Dude, if I can get her to agree to come on, I will get her on this podcast.
Yeah, that's fine.
But that's kind of the key to a lot of people becoming guests on this podcast is like, it's either getting them not to listen to it before they come on or finding a certain type of people that don't care.
About like David Weiss is the thing is like, he doesn't care.
Right.
At all. He's just like, I just want to be able to put the truth out there. And that is commendable. Like,
Absolutely.
honestly, I'm not a flat earth believer.
Right.
I'm a ball earther. Ball is life, man.
You're a balther.
Yeah. But like, that's commendable that I don't care what your attitude is about it. I just have to proselytize to people.
Right.
And that's
even
fine.
outside of proselytizing, he believes enough in what he's doing that he'll have a conversation with anybody about it.
Yep.
And we kind of ask him this at the beginning, but to be willing to come on to anything where you might be mocked, ridiculed, to be a dick to, and still be willing to come on, that takes some fucking swinging dicks, man.
Well, I'm going to pat us on the back a little bit because he said I expected this to be that way.
Yeah,
and he said you're not. You guys are actually asking legitimate, smart questions to ask, and I've enjoyed this. So,
but I feel like, and this is going to suck our own dicks a little bit. But again, no, but I feel like that one strength that we have for all of our bullshittery and offensiveness to some people, whatever, is I feel like with anybody that wants to come and talk, as long as it's a mutual respect, we'll fucking talk to anybody.
Yeah.
And we enjoy talking to anybody. Like I really enjoy talking to him. I would fucking have somebody that was believed like a fucking early creationist, fucking Earth is 6,000 years old type of shit.
Yeah.
And as long as they weren't a dick, I'll fucking talk to them. I'll listen to what they have to say. I'll like it's a bunch of bullshit. But like I feel like that Weiss's buddy, what we talked about earlier, if he comes on, I don't think he'll stay on the whole episode because I have the feeling we'll whip our dicks out at that point.
Some of them, one of them, I'm actually, and I can't remember who it was, somewhere, and I am pissed at myself for just letting it fly, just letting that go and not saying anything about it. But one of them said something about dinosaurs not being real.
That's a big belief with the flat Earth that they're yeah.
Why though? What does it have to do with flat Earth?
Outside,
it makes way more sense if the meteor came down and hit the Earth and just like catapulted them right off of the Earth.
I mean, but it's like David said though, most flat Earthers believe the Earth is much younger than we're told to believe. So the dinosaurs were put there to perpetuate the lie of a global Earth, which whatever. But I'm just saying that's I've heard the argument before, but you know what? I don't want to live in a world where dinosaurs didn't exist at one point in time. Fuck that.
So, okay.
Like if right now, like we got a phone call from fucking the government and they were like, hey, you know what?
Hello, Mr. Government.
Right,
how are you?
Mr. Government. They're like, you know what?
Is this Uncle Sam?
Dinosaurs never existed. It's all a lie. I would fucking kill myself on this podcast.
Would you?
No.
I didn't think so.
But I would be probably more disheartened with that news than almost any other news. Oh, yeah.
Why?
I'd be very upset because dinosaurs are fucking awesome.
Even more so if they called and said, listen, you can't tell anyone this. There's never been an alien come to this planet.
Then I'd be more upset about the alien. Yeah, more upset. But dinosaurs are a close second.
No, what if they called and said, all right, we've had one alien visit the planet. We let him run for office, and surprisingly, he won in 2016. And it didn't go well. We had to have him. we had to let Biden be president now, so we could get the alien out of office. But that's the only alien encounter we've ever had.
I would suddenly become a Trump supporter.
I'm headed to Florida.
Goddamn, hang out with a fucking alien, dude.
Yeah. So
I would have so many questions for an alien. So many questions.
What's the first question you would ask?
Can I see your dick?
Really?
No.
Do you think aliens have dicks?
Yeah.
Why? What do they need it for? They're advanced.
Are they really advanced past boning?
I think so. I think that's what an advanced life form is like that's not important anymore.
Then fuck that. I don't want to evolve anymore.
I don't either. I'd like to evolve to the point where I'm having sex.
It makes me think of what makes me think of Demolition Man, like when him and Sandra Bullock, and she was like, do you want to make love? And he's like, yeah. And they put on those fucking helmets and he was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
It's like back in my day.
Do you want to make love?
Do you ever, let me ask you, have you ever like in real life used the phrase make love?
Not in the same sense that you're talking about. I have uttered the phrase make love about whatever, but I've never said, do you want to make love or along those lines? Not that I can remember.
Okay.
And I would say if I could.
Or have you ever talked to someone else be like, I was making love with my wife?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Amanda and I just straight up use fucking.
Well, but there's a difference between fucking and
no, there's not.
No,
It's all fucking.
No,
there's romantic fucking and there's fucking animal fucking.
All right,
it's all fucking.
That's fine. I'll give you that. We're saying the same thing. We're just using different words.
Yeah, yeah. Like to me,
that's
like because it's so stupid. It's the worst. It's one of the only words that will make me cringe. I hate the phrase making love so fucking much.
Okay.
Yeah. Because like, no, you're fucking, you're banging, you're having sex, you're fucking smashing guts, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Smashing guts.
Or smashing. If you're being all up in them guts, whatever. Fucking, just making love is the worst fucking term ever.
Well, All right. That's fine. I mean, I can't recall ever saying to my wife, let's make love.
Yeah, I mean, like the typical terminology with Amanda's like, hey, you want to get naked later? It's like, yeah, okay. Like that's usually how it goes. Yeah. Or hey, let's fuck. Like, okay.
Yeah. If I said this more, you want to get naked later? She'd be like, yeah, when I put my pajamas on for bed. Sure.
Right. When I get home, I'm gonna suck that asshole.
Now, if I said that, that would be it.
I don't think I've ever used that phrase, but
you should try that sometime.
I'd probably get a return text. All right. Or the shit emoji.
Nice.
And that's
the fire emoji next to it.
The shit emoji would be like, nap, not tonight. That's what that would represent. Oh, God damn it. What else you got on your fucking fancy notepad over there?
I have a text from my wife I'm looking at right now.
She telling us to quiet the fuck down?
No. She did say she's going to bed, though.
Okay. Tell her I said hello. So I'm picking my kids up tomorrow night. And there's 2 Ice Bears games, one Friday and one Saturday. So I'm taking my daughter to the Ice Bears game tomorrow night, and I'm taking my son on fucking Saturday. They're very, very excited because my son's favorite part of Ice Bears games or hockey games in general is he gets to yell, "You suck" at people, and he just see fights.
Who are they playing? Huntsville?
Pensacola.
Are they the same team both nights?
Both nights.
Okay.
And but his mom told him today that she doesn't want him yelling "you suck" at the ball games because it's not appropriate, whatever. And he was like, "Mom, when a hockey team says you have to yell "you suck" at another hockey team, you have to do it."
Yeah.
He said it's a rule.
Yeah.
And I was like, buddy, you can yell "you suck" all you want when you're at the game. He was on speakerphone, and Jesse was like, I don't want him saying that. And I was like, well, it's when when a hockey team says you have to yell "you suck" at a team, and he was like, yeah, Mom. So that's that's happening.
Oh God. So and your parents are coming up this weekend?
My dad was going to, but well, he just
got his balls back. That's right.
Right. No, he had somebody's having to stay with my grandmother 24/7 because she can't do anything. But now he's in the sling.
She didn't have faith.
Right. And then she's got she's Baptist, man. They don't believe in that shit. But
I thought they believed in faith. They don't believe in tongues, but
they don't believe in healing.
Sure.
Yeah.
There's faith that if you need something, somebody will just come by and give it to you.
Not that kind of faith. That's a very Pentecostal.
That's government handout faith.
Yeah, that's
I got you.
That's a Pentecostal name it, claim it faith. But you deserve that, Bentley, because Jesus rode a new fucking donkey into town. But anyway, so it's funny. So my sister's off from work, so she's kind of went in there. But my dad, he can't do shit. He's got fucking one arm right now too. So they're like twinsies. But he said, "Well, I'll just use my left arm to help her get up." And I was like, "Yeah, you're gonna fall on her, and you're both gonna fucking be in the hospital."
Jesus Christ!
But they've told my grandmother, it's like, you have to get up and start moving, or you're gonna get pneumonia, and whatever. And I was like, "Yep, it's going to kill her. This is what it's going to be."
That's interesting though that you can just get ammonia from not ammonia.
You can get pneumonia
at
any major retailer
from not moving.
Yeah, it's so weird, right?
It is.
As an old person, because
I feel like I spend most of my life not moving, and I've not had pneumonia in a long time.
What is that line in age when you can lay around
40.
all the fuck you want, and you're fine with an injury. But at some point, if you get injured and then you lay down too much, you fucking get pneumonia.
I don't know.
Where does that line go?
I don't know, but I just turned 40 and I hope it's 40. I hope that's where the line is, because you're right behind me.
Do you have a particular way in mind that you hope you die? Not necessarily a specific way, but a manner in which.
Walking across the parking lot at a store.
Okay.
And just walking across in front of people. No.
That's a callback.
Yeah. No, I've not really thought about how I hope I die. I've thought about how I hope I don't die.
Okay.
In a fire.
Right.
I think freezing to death would be a great way to go, because they say you just get tired and go to sleep, but how the fuck do they know that?
Yeah, but you know how miserable being cold is?
It's not that bad for me.
Yeah.
But think about it. You get cold enough.
Just go numb.
You just get tired and you go to sleep, and then you wake up in heaven.
Drowning is supposed to be a really good way to go after the initial fucking panic, but after your lungs fill up and shit's supposed to be like really calm and peaceful and whatever. But But the whole actually getting water in your lungs part's pretty rough.
That's probably pretty.
I think
rough.
burning to death is probably one of the worst ways it has to be.
It's got to be. It's got to be.
I can tell you
almost
right
made
now.
a reference, and you would have never gotten it.
Probably not.
No, I almost said I don't ask Nikki Lauda, but never mind. Yeah. You don't have any clue who that is, do you?
No.
Yeah.
I can tell you like my number one way to go would be though.
How's that?
I can choking to death on Ryan Reynolds' dick.
Oh, really? All right. I think then. All right. No, I think I can meet you at that and say, I think if you choke to death on it, then it would be me choking to death on his balls at the same time. No, I don't.
Double homicide.
It's right. That's right. I don't know that you call that homicide.
No.
That's a happy suicide. Yeah. No, I don't. I know.
See,
I don't want to burn to death.
After everybody signs out, they missed the glorious Ryan Reynolds cocksucking joke. That upsets me.
I know. I think it would be interesting to die in a way where this is how you go.
Right.
Like a really bad car wreck, and you're like, "Fuck, the steering wheel's through my chest."
Right.
Like, I guess I'm gonna die.
Right.
I had I had to go to driving school for a ticket one time, and the state trooper said that he worked a wreck one time. This guy was in a van, like an old like VW bus or something like that, I don't know, and he went off the road and it ejected him from the bus, from the van. Anyway, he showed up. He got to the wreck. Somebody called in. He got to the wreck, and the guy that had been driving was sitting on a fence post, like just waiting on the cops to show up or whatever. And he said that he got there. He's a state trooper. He said he got there and he was like, "Hey man, like what happened?" And the guy told him or whatever. And he said he was just standing there up against the fence with the guy. And the guy said, "Hey man, tell my wife that I love her." And he said, what do you mean tell your wife you love her?
Right.
Like, she'll be here in a little bit. And he's like, "No, tell my wife that I love her and I'm sorry that this happened and I wasn't paying attention," or whatever. And he looked, and the guy was impaled from the bottom by the fence post.
Oh shit.
Knowing that when the paramedics got him off of that, everything was coming out and he was gone.
It's fucking crazy.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I can tell you how I don't want to go.
Okay.
It's very simple. I don't really want to go with any type of prolonged suffering, right? That's
sure.
That's everybody.
But I kind of think I want to see how long I can suffer without complaining, just so that right before I die I can be like, it wasn't as bad as you guys thought it was going to be.
So far for me, it's been 78 episodes.
Because I beat the shit out of COVID. Like, I didn't get it. I had COVID in my house walking around, and I was like, "Fuck you, man. You don't get to come out until 10 o'clock. And at 10 o'clock, she's in her bed.
I've been impaled by this post for 17 days.
That's right. I've been impaled by your post for 78 episodes.
Right.
No, so you don't want to go in with long-term suffering.
Like, that would be the preference, right? Like,
sure.
And I don't even make suffering, but like being like hospitalized for fucking months and shit. And I don't want it to be in a stupid way. Like, I don't want to die fucking like choking on a chicken bone, right?
Oh yeah, that would suck.
Like, an ultimate way would be this glorious way that fucking scars the shit out of children. You know, like falling off of an overpass onto a school bus. You know, like that type of thing is a glorious death.
All right.
It's a warrior's death.
Is it a warrior's death?
What if you skydiving? What if the chute doesn't open and you fall right in the middle of a preschool playground?
What if you could be cut in half in battle?
Ooh, how slow is the cut in half?
No, it's just like the guy takes a swipe at you, or girl, hey,
right,
takes a swipe at you, and the blade just right through.
That'd be cool as shit.
Like, all right, here we go, because I'm high on still watching old episodes of Forge and Fire. You're fighting Doug Marcaida,
right?
And
I would win.
Swings. You think so?
No,
he swings at you, and it's just like that pig carcass. It's just boom, clean right through.
One shot.
Yeah, and it takes a second. And you're like, "Ha, you missed," and then your body slides off of the other side. No,
that's good.
I'm saying you're in battle for whatever reason. Maybe a guy's got a knife and he just runs around you in a fast circle and cuts you in half.
Like, even though like people like that's not suffering though. I mean, it hurts,
sure,
and it's painful, but it's not like a prolonged.
I bet you it hurts like a bitch when your insides fall out.
Absolutely. What I'm talking about is not like having a musket ball like in one of your.
Oh yeah,
or like in an intestine,
gangrenous
and it rots
in a hospital.
And first they cut your foot off, and then they fucking cut it off in the knee, and then your hip.
When my mom's ex-husband went, so he was diabetic, and he cut his ankle, and he closed.
I'm not pouring you anymore. You don't have to worry about.
No, I'm just sorry. I've poured myself more than you. He had to go to the hospital because he got infected because he was diabetic. He closed it up with super glue. Closed this cut on his ankle, got infected, and it got so infected they had to take his leg off at the knee.
Oh shit!
And he never recovered. He never came out of the induced coma. He just died that way.
Oh wow!
And one of his friends came to the hospital and asked, "Can I have the leg? Can I have the leg?" He had some very weird friends, but can I have the leg? I'll encase it and whatever, and I'll put it in my house. Probably. No, and I'll put it in my house, whatever. Because he used to go to this guy's house, and him and a bunch of friends would get together and just jam. But so now when they get together, they jam legs. No, they get together and play music.
I've always hated that term, like when musicians are like, "Hey man, just get together and jam."
Well, that's what they do, but you don't like jamming. You don't. Unless it's with your wife. No, you don't like just getting together and just randomly just playing music. No, you like a set, like we're playing this song now.
Right.
And now we'll play this song.
And I like being the boss and telling people what the fuck to play.
Absolutely you do. No, I don't mind just I don't mind just sitting around and playing music and just like we're all playing the same key, whether it's blues or whatever, and it kind of goes where it goes.
Well, see,
like a worship session should be.
Oh Jesus Christ! So there's two but there's two main reasons that I don't like it, and I can tell you exactly what it is.
Right?
Because in total transparency, one is either there's one or two people that completely fucking suck, and it's just miserable to do.
Absolutely.
Two, I'm the worst musician there, and I can't fucking jump in. Those are the two reasons. I'd rather be playing structured songs and fucking do the shit.
It's so anytime I've been in a session or whatever, where we just kind of start jamming a little bit, I always make sure I start playing first because then I get to pick the key.
You're kicking the chick magnet riff.
No. No, that's 23 years ago, 22 years ago, whatever. No, I get to pick the key and the general feel of whatever because I can't play by ear. As long as I've been playing music, it's hard for me to play by ear. I can't just hear what's being played and then go, oh yeah, that's no.
Well, you know me well. Like I can play by ear. Like I feel like I can hold my own pretty well as a rhythm guitar player. I can't fucking play lead for shit.
Sure.
I mean, I can keep time. I can fucking play along with anything rhythm wise, but outside of that, I'm fucking worthless.
Yeah.
And I just don't enjoy it at all.
Yeah, I don't know. I have to start the thing. Like I think I'm a decent bass player. I'm not a great bass player.
Right.
But if I can start things out, then I can kind of decide where it goes.
Yeah. See, I think I'm a decent writer. I'm a terrible musician.
Yeah, I think you're a great songwriter.
Yeah, but I'm a mediocre at best musician.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say that's probably pretty good for both of us. I'm just not a good writer.
Yeah. Well, like for me, it's always been like my guitar playing or my musicianship has gotten better as my writing's gotten better. It's grown with it, but it hasn't gone the opposite way. Like I've never put in the time with an instrument like I have with the writing. Sure. So the instruments has kind of staggered out. So now over time, well, not that I do shit anymore, but they kind of just like leveled out. So neither one was growing. Like to become a better writer, I need to be a better guitar player, and I didn't want to put in that fucking time, but because lazy.
Yeah, that's my I haven't played bass in a long time. I got two basses hanging up in this room in here, and I haven't touched either one of them in a couple of years.
Yeah, I think I wrote a new song like a while. It's been a few months. I popped it on Instagram just for funsies on the personal page.
I remember that,
and it was decent. I thought, but then my buddy of mine messaged me from Hawaii, and he was like, "Sounds like 4 of your other songs." he was like, "Why don't you write something?"
Yuki?
It wasn't. Okay. He was a dude named Josh Edelstein, we should have on here at some point.
All right.
Fucking amazing bass player. Like
fuck him, no,
right, but no, like more in the like the slappy Victor Wooten-esque style.
Fuck him, no,
right, okay. He's also grew up Orthodox Jew, like fucking.
For sure, fuck him.
But one of the smartest dudes I know, like fucking crazy smart. But anyway, but he was like, yeah, sounds like all he goes. He said, "Send me something when you write something good." I was like, fucking, and he played in a band with me for a while. The guy's a fucking dick, but
if someone wanted to, would you be willing for us to play an old song? What if we played something original from back in the day?
It would depend on the song.
Sure, but I'm saying nothing. let's just say it was something that you and I played together already originally.
Right.
Whether it's something that you wrote on your own, but I recorded with you, or when we were in a band together.
Are you talking about playing it live or
playing it right here on the live stream?
Oh, not on the live stream. No, fuck that.
Why?
What's that? Because it would be way too much work to set it up.
Oh, give me a break.
It absolutely would be way too much work to set
Do you
it
know
up.
how many hoops you jumped through to get the live stream last week to work?
Do you know who our guest was last week and the glory of that fucking episode? Do you know how many people are going to tune in to watch I'm assuming 3 people play a song that we wrote back in fucking...
No, 2. It'd just be us. Just 2 of us.
No.
It'll be, I'll play the bass with my left hand and I'll tap the table for the drum. No. You do enough beating of the guitar while you play.
That would still be better than Jordan was back in the day.
Oh my God.
Guys, it's not Matchbox 20.
I know. I can't, like,
which I love Matchbox 20. I'm
Yes.
not even going to pretend like I don't.
Jordan was a talented drummer.
No, he really was.
But the fact, but being in the studio with him and him refusing almost to play with the click track until we explained to him that every drummer plays to a click track. Yeah. We were young and dumb.
Yeah. And pretty bad at what we were doing. But we thought we were great. I feel like that we had potential.
Yeah, until a couple people joined the military.
Whatever. But then I came back and we resurrected.
No,
we didn't. No, I came
No,
back.
we didn't.
Okay, I resurrected.
Sure.
I went solo.
You went solo. You just called on a couple of different people you knew to record with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It's the way to do it. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah. Well, I always found it way easier to be in a band with people I could tell what to do rather than people that had like, creative input.
Yeah, I don't mind being told what to do. It makes my job easier.
Yeah. Well, I always did the whole thing with like when I was playing out in Hawaii and I had the band out there is like I had great drummer, fucking great bass player, but they play their instruments, right? So I'd be like, this is the feel, but you do your thing. And then, we'd go from there. But
yeah,
I was like, but you don't get creative input into arrangement for writing, for lyrics. No, fuck you. You stay in your lane. Like, you're the bass player. Do cool bass shit. You're the drummer. Do cool drum shit. Don't fucking start talking about arrangements with me. No, fuck you.
I had a guy reach out to me a year or so ago and ask if he was planning on recording a couple things. Did I mind just recording my own bass tracks here and sending it to him? He said, you're a good rock bass player is what he said.
Right.
And it's like, I mean, sure, if you want, I never got any tracks from him.
Right.
So I, never did it, but
I had my little, and I was never like when I was doing this show, like much better now, but I wasn't great at the mixing and shit back in the day, but I had a little setup in I had a couple people that wanted like, hey, can I record with your stuff? And I was like, yeah, you can do that. Did you ever mess with somebody and then they start doing it? Like, you're fucking terrible. Like nothing I can do will make this sound good. Period.
Hold on.
Did you ever record or play with anybody that wanted your help, but they were fucking awful and there's nothing you could do to help no matter what you would have wanted to do?
I know I have had the request and that would have been the case, but I never got anything from
I had this one guy, his name was Jasper. Nice dude. Had some okay songs. And he was like, hey, would you just record a demo for me? A few songs. I was like, yeah, sure. Yeah, we'll come over. A, he couldn't play to a click track at all.
Wow.
B, he wouldn't multi-track.
Why? Click tracks make things so much easier.
No, because he didn't know how he could not play with a click track.
I don't understand that.
If you've never practiced with the metronome and never learned to play on beat.
I never practiced with a metronome, but if you put a click in my head, guess what? I don't have to tap my foot anymore. It's in my fucking head now.
Right.
I don't know.
But I feel like it's a little different as a bassist, right? Because you're used to locking in with a drummer.
Okay.
And playing.
I'll give you that. Yeah.
Like if you've never played with a band with a drummer and you've just played on your own.
Okay. Was he a guitar player, I guess?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I can see
and then jumping and have a really hard time with it. So, but then he'd be like, oh, I don't like this. I want to redo this. And it was like one song took like a day and it was still shit at the end of it because it was off time. And it was because he wanted to multi-track it. He wanted to track his guitar and then go back and do vocals. Well, the fucking guitar wasn't in time. And so he'd miss his cues vocally. And it was fucking, I was like, God damn it, you fucking suck. That's happened a couple times and I fucking hate it every time. I don't know. That was just a random story. Just wondering if that ever happened. I don't like it and I hate people. Well, do you have anything else? I'm done.
I don't. Went through everything I have marked down that I didn't mark through before time.
I'm fucking tapped and I'm fucking tired, and I've got to drive to North Carolina tomorrow. So
I have to go to work tomorrow.
But I've loved my time with you.
That's good.
As always.
Thursday night.
And we got Troy Barnes on next.
Troy Barnes. I wish. God, I wish it was Troy Barnes.
No, we got Troy.
I would bump Troy Smith in a heartbeat for Troy Barnes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Even if it was like Donald Glover in character as Troy Barnes would be the greatest.
Even more so.
Right.
If Donald Glover called and said, like, I'll come on and I'll be Troy Barnes, but you can never have Troy Smith on again. Even if he ever calls, you have to decline his call.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If Donald Glover agreed to come on at all and named any guest that we've had and said, you can never have this person on your podcast, and I'd be like, okay, done.
So here's what I know.
Mm-hmm.
Troy and Trevor both support us. They share our stuff, and
they're
they're
legit great. We love the shit out of those dudes.
Yeah.
I'm clarifying,
but I'm willing to
say.
bet they don't listen to the audio version when it comes out.
Oh, hell no.
Occasionally they catch some of the live stream. So we'll know if Trevor says something about if Troy says something about this next week. Go ahead.
Continue. Yeah, we'll know.
We'll know if Troy says something about this next week.
We will.
Troy Smith, we will sell you out in a heartbeat for Donald Glover.
Absolutely.
Which I guess, according to him, liking Childish Gambino is the whitest thing you can do as far as liking a rapper.
It is pretty white.
Is it?
Yeah.
He's more talented than almost every rapper out there.
He is, absolutely, but his mass appeal was with white hipster kids, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not his fault that that's his mass appeal.
No. In his earlier days. No,
sure.
but he played the black nerd card really well for a lot of what he was doing. Yeah.
I think he was very true to himself.
Yeah, he was.
Anyway.
He was. But anyway.
Now we're getting on another topic now. So
anyway. All right. Well, so yeah, Troy's on next week. We're excited about it. We're drinking some fucking twisted tea. If you wanna drink with us.
Yeah, and if you want to check out Troy on the Two Brothers podcast, they're on Facebook and Instagram, and
we'll throw some links up.
And if you want to check them out because you got a question for him, I think he's I know he's in the banking industry.
Yeah.
I think he's also I keep saying I know he's also a motivational speaker.
Yeah. Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure he has done some.
He better fucking motivate my ass next week then.
Yeah.
To change for the better.
You know what? You need to be the change you want to see.
I am the change I want to see.
Well, then there you go. No. So check out some of Troy's stuff and get some questions together for him.
Yeah.
Give him shit because he gives us shit.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, I got a text back from my mom.
Oh, shit. Real quick in the home stretch.
It says, okay, David is coming over. Yes, I had wanted to plan to do something the same day as your dad did to make it easier on you and David, but I wasn't told about the day he was having y'all over until too late to do anything about it earlier in the day. If you don't have time, that's okay. Half of that is bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know my sister told her within a couple of days of the plan with my dad, which has been at least 3 weeks out.
It's glorious. I'm enjoying it. I want an update next week. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. You're going to have to remember it.
Oh, I will. It's a fucking still trap.
No, you won't.
Still trap. So you're writing it.
I'm writing it down.
Now we'll remember.
Now I'll remember. Yeah. So check Troy out. Get some questions together to call him. Maybe you got some banking questions.
Yeah.
What kind of home loan should you need?
Yeah. Maybe he can get us a loan on that Tesla.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe he could get us a loan to make a mixtape.
Yeah. Maybe he could get us a new lease on life.
Alrighty.
The bankers do leases.
I don't know. Let's see. And then the week after that, which is around the 6th.
The Sticks and Stones.
Sticks and Stones podcast with Alyssa and Kristen.
Okay.
Check them out.
Yeah.
They're a couple of lady podcasters.
Right.
But the same general format as us.
Yeah.
They drink something, they talk shit about whatever they want to talk about. So
yep.
They'll be on in 2
if you
weeks.
find us interesting, they'll probably find them interesting.
Oh, for sure.
You know,
for sure.
If you don't, then you still might because we're an acquired taste.
But we follow them on Instagram, Sticks and Stones.
Yep.
So you can go through our list of who we follow to find them on Instagram.
I should post a calendar on the website of upcoming guests.
Yes, you should.
I should do that. That'd be swell.
Yes, you should. Let's see. Already said Two Brothers. Check out Michael CQ Carrasquillo.
Oh yeah, fucking CQ's the shit.
Yeah, check him out. Andy Harris on Twitter at the Andy Harris.
Yep.
He should have his trophy.
Yeah,
I've not seen a post by him.
Post, yeah. His guest of the year.
Yeah, and then what else?
Oh,
that's it.
No. Also, if you're in Knoxville, if you need
Drink About It podcast,
Drink About It podcast, great dudes. I need to put their shit on the website. If you like supporting veteran-owned businesses and fucking want your hair to look swell, Anchors Away. It's a friend of the show. They make great shit.
Anchors Away.
You got a couple of options.
Saints and Sailors.
Saints and Sailors, the barbershop. God damn it.
Well, I thought that's what you were talking about. But Anchors Away Hair Company and Saints and Sailors.
And I'll say if you want to get your hairs did and want to look pretty, if you're looking for a good barbershop in town, you got any of the dudes at Saints and Sailors. If you don't like Saints and Sailors, there's a spot called Gamboozes, and Joey goes there. And
it's a corporate place, so if you don't like corporate, then,
right? Like Saints and Sailors locally owned.
If stuff. You're going to Gamboozes, though, try to get an appointment with Kristen.
That's what I was.
Yes, try to get an appointment with Kristen. She's great.
Yeah, I personally like Saints and Sailors better because it's a small local business. But if you like Gamboozes, Kristen's the one to hit up for haircut. Tell her Joey says hello.
Yeah,
and why didn't she come on the goddamn podcast?
Yes.
All right. Until next week.
Yep. Bye. Give us a thumbs up on Facebook at B3F Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at B3F Podcast and on Instagram at B3F_podcast. Send us your questions or comments to bfff.podcast@gmail.com. Rate us and review us wherever you listen to the show. And as always, thanks for listening.